welcome back to another episode. Happy Saturday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome back to another. This is my part 2 birthday celebration. Thank you guys for being here. Lefty, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Glad to be here on May the 4th Eve. Happy birthday, big man. I know it's a couple of days late, but
Thank you.
I did see the stream. I was running around in Rochester getting my kid out of the dorm because school is done with him. But man, a lot to talk about tonight.
We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. I actually purposely didn't go on last night, so we had all this stuff to talk about. Because usually,
is it going to be one of those disclaimer nights?
It could. But we're gonna, before we start, we'll play. So I was gonna come on last night to go over the stuff, but I said, you know what? Then tomorrow we have nothing to talk about. So that's why I held off. You guys know I usually come on when there are announcements from Hot Toys, which we got a bunch yesterday. But so we got them for tonight, which is even better. And so let's get started, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. There's 21 of you guys in here already. Thank you guys for being here. We got Ernesto, like numero uno. Welcome, my friend. Thank you.
Hey, Ernesto.
Thank you. I'm doing. Why can't everybody be like Ernesto? Just come in, hit your like button, and relax. It's that simple. It's very simple. You guys make it complicated being nasty and being miserable. It should all be about fun in here, conversation, but nope. You roaches want to ruin it for everybody. We got Michael in the house. Welcome, my friend. Good evening, collectors. Happy Star Wars week. Hope your wallets are hurting. Are hurting. You mean aren't hurting too bad. Hot Toys been going wild. Yeah, so we're going to get into all of that because it is a little crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. The fact that we just got these announcements that we had to pay over $1,000 for, and that's at least 2 of them, right? And then to get bombarded with more Star Wars stuff on top of that is a little, it's a little crazy. It's a little overwhelming. So we're going to get into this whole conversation, guys, because it's very important. We got Lou. My friend says, what up, my 1/6 tariff paying collectors? Shame on Sideshow for charging us tariffs for figures that kept being pushed back and delayed. Yeah, I got hit with my first tariff fee of $24. Kind of painful. Kind of hurt a little bit because I had my figure coming. So the Mark III Gold Iron Man figure is shipping. It's charging Monday. That figure, when I paid it, because I had it on payment plan, it's $400. So I owed, when I finished paying it off, I owed only $180. That was it. Then I get the notification that it's shipping $210. I said, what happened? Tariff fee. Boom.
Yeah, I got hit with 36 for the return of the Jedi Darth Vader.
Return of the 40th anniversary?
Yeah, 40th, that one. Yeah. I just started recently.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I mean, the thing is this. It's $24, and obviously it's going to fluctuate depending on the item, right? So it doesn't seem that terrible, but it's going to add up and it's going to start sucking eventually. Okay? I'm telling you, it's especially the people who don't order much are safe. Those people, no problem. The people who order a lot are the ones that are going to hurt. Third party is already out the window. They're not even shipping anything, right? Everybody's closed for third party. So that's already, going. Hot Toys, though, are only as of right now, our only place to shop from is Sideshow, and they're nailing us with those fees. So it doesn't look like it's gonna get better anytime soon. I tell you that, guys, right now, because we need that money coming in.
But to your point, as you started saying that those that don't collect may not see it, may not be that bad. But when you collect a lot, that's what. If we keep it at 25, make it simple math.
Correct.
Each figure, 3 figures. That's $75 that went out.
No, that's it. A few figures in, you just bought another figure on those fees. It's crazy. No, I'm telling you, it's gonna start sucking. I'll stop whenever, it's like, all right, like this is like insane. But as of right now, hopefully I won't stop anytime
Hopefully
soon.
it gets better, you know?
Right, exactly. On Carter, my friend, welcome. The only garlic who was not here celebrating my birthday, this guy. Unbelievable.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Unbelievable. Disrespectful. And here I thought he was my friend. Unbelievable. No respect. Talia, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. We got Bradley, you garlic nut.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Else managed to snag a cherry blossom. I haven't gotten a cherry blossom. I haven't gotten a dark side Anakin. I haven't gotten the Darth Maul. I ordered the Darth Vader. That's it. What about you, Nefty? Are you getting this stuff or no?
No. But let me ask you: do you have any connect that hooks you over rumors? And
Well, no. So I'm working on something. So hopefully I'll get my my Anakin. I'm working on my Anakin. So we'll see. We'll see. Actually, yeah, I'm working on my Anakin.
I'm gonna disappoint you, Fabs.
You're not getting Anakin?
No, wait, no. I am gonna fall into the category of rookie collector dreamer. I'm dreaming, hoping for a scope, and at least a peasant version, you know. So I'm a dreamer. Bro.
So why not go for the?
What it is, the whole thing now with the many figures that I have coming, many other projects, you know, tariffs. You got to take that into consideration, and these you know, like when you look at $1,000 for one figure, and price is nothing. If you, because we've had this discussion. If you're collecting, that's what it's worth for you. Absolutely, go for it.
Correct.
But you know, at my current level, Fabs, I have about probably 20 boxes that I got to unbox.
You sound like Mike.
Way
Mike sound like 40 boxes.
The way I'm collecting, why they're in boxes, is because I'm waiting for my module case. Space, absolutely, I have it. I have the space.
Right.
As you know, I'm nickel and diamond trying to pick a module case here, and I'm building it. And as I build it, so does then, you know, they go into their respective module case. But you know, those figures are, I mean, think about it. For Urso and Anakin, that would have been $2,000 right there, bro.
But now, question: do you not care about the character, like having that character?
Oh no! Oh! Let's start this off. Both of the characters, 100% I want them. 100% I want them. But at $2,000 for two, and I'm saying $2,000 because at the height of it, it was 700.
No, you're right. That's exactly what it is.
1,002 for
no, you're right. You're right.
So, and look, it's not that I don't drop 1,000 for collectible items, but you know, sometimes, you know, I look at a big toy, like a big item like a Jazz Inc. I feel good. I'm dropping $2,000 on that.
Right. No, exactly. The size matters absolutely. Christian.
Yeah, go ahead.
No Diddy, of course. Christian, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
So
go ahead. What?
No, so basically, I'm a dreamer. I'm waiting.
Like I'm a dreamer.
Yeah.
Guys, there's 31 of you guys here. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Somebody keep track of the likes for me. Hopefully, we're starting on the right foot on this Saturday evening. Christian says, howdy, Fabs and everyone. I'm just stopping by to drop the like and greet y'all. I'm catching the replay going out tonight. Be safe. Have fun. All right, I'll catch you later. Thank you, my friend. Have a good night. Be safe as well, and we'll talk soon. Hopefully, you're seeing the movie tonight. Remember, guys, if you're seeing Thunderbolts tonight, or you're seeing it this weekend or tomorrow, bring your phone, please, and video it for me. We fast functionality spot. Chooch! We got Christian. How are you, my friend?
Hello.
Welcome. We got Ron. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. We got Moo. I'm doing. Welcome, Moose. 11 watches. Look at that. Oh, my God. See what I mean? This is what I mean when I say all I want is good people around me. positive people around me, just people who are here to support the channel, just good people. That's it. That's all I want around me. If you're miserable, I don't want you near me. My God, it's that simple. It's that simple. Thank you guys. Whoever hit the like button already, thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Baho in the house.
How you doing?
Baho, hit the like button. Yes, guys, hit the like button. Help me out. Help me out. Excited for Poe and Jar Jar, but still hoping you're saving something big for tomorrow. Well, I can tell you this, okay? I can tell you this. It is already Sunday over there, right?
Yes.
What happens usually on Sundays over there? Nothing. So I am pretty sure that this was it, and we're gonna get into it, as well. We got Chris in the house.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Also, huge shout out to Chris. I just received a nice little gift in the mail. He got me my first ever set of Sith CCFL lightsabers. Okay. I've never owned a pair. I opened the package and it looks like he sent me an RC vehicle. Okay. It was all wires and transformers and adapters. And I was like, what is happening here? I am so excited. Like I said, I don't even know how to use this thing. It looks like it's one big science project. So we'll see. But thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. We got Joe in the house.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
What up? Happy Saturday, everyone. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It's the button that looks like this. This guy. When it turns white, you've done it. This guy. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Damn, I thought it was at 9. I bet he says I'm still late. Oh my God. Michael says at least Fabs didn't change the time. No, I only change it when I'm late. I only change it when I know I can't be home at like 8:45, then I change it. But I don't just change it for no reason. Let's see. Living the dream, Joe. Ash, my friend, look at you. Welcome.
I'm doing.
Welcome. May the 4th be with you. And also with you. We got Carlo in the house.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Welcome. We got Gerardo in the house.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Happy belated. Thank you. I thought you were here for my birthday. I guess not. Thanks for your support. And thank you for celebrating with me, friend. Unbelievable. We got Chris. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Oh, that's why he's late. Nefty's full. Can you imagine? Yes. Oh my God. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I was celebrating yesterday a little bit. I'm going to be celebrating a little bit after the stream tonight.
Oh, for you, man.
Yeah, no, going right to sleep. We got Miguel in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
What's good, Los Amigos? Yeah, welcome. Let's see who else we got in the house. Ronnie says, Joe. Carlos says, chat listening in on my iPhone as I drive. Oh, nice. Be careful. Have a safe trip, my friend. Let's see. Why can't you be early? Because I have a life. Unbelievable. Unreal. Cassandra, welcome. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Welcome. Leo, how are you, my friend?
Hello.
Welcome. Hey, Nefty the man.
What up?
Ash says, time. Think you're so cool, King. Ash, let me tell you something. Okay? Let me tell you something. We're gonna adjust some things right now. Okay? Number 1. Let's not get into it, okay? Oh my God. Let's see. Just think about it's a great cause though for Tariff. I'm telling you, yo, it sucks, man. It sucks. And the slap in the face is we're not supposed to be paying for this. You know what I mean? It's not our job to be paying for this. That's a slap in the face. Ernesto, how are you, my friend? What is a tariff? A tariff is something you pay when you have, for example, you have a friend, right? A person who at least you think is a friend, right? And there's a figure that is very rare. It's going for a little bit, a little bit of money. And your so-called, friend gets one for very cheap, but then he tries to sell you one for 14,000. That's a tariff. You know what I mean? Miguel says, Faz, when your jazzing woman going for after tariff? I have no idea, and I don't care. That's Nefty's question. Nefty, how much is this going to be going for you?
The verdict is still out on that,
What do you think? What do you think?
I don't believe there's any way to avoid it. Whatever jazzing product you get going forward, I mean, I just can't. Let me look up what's the tariff from the Netherlands gonna be like.
Cassandra, it was on Thursday. Brad wasn't here because he's a garlic knot. You weren't here. You didn't wish me a happy birthday. Bradley Bum didn't wish me a happy birthday. Michael says, how many raffle spots left? 5. 5 left, guys. 5 spots left. 26 likes, 33 watching. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Hit that like button if you haven't yet. And thank you guys for being here as well. We got Nick in the house. Hello, good evening. Welcome, my friend. How are you? 32-25. Oh my God, this guy's dyslexic. Let's see, 27 likes, 28 watching. Oh, look at you guys. Thank you guys. My God, 29. Look at that. See, this it. I found my crew of people. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Everybody that's in here right now is a welcome on my stream any day and any night. Okay. Anybody that's in here that's here to support, you are more than welcome to be here. Chris says, I'll send you a video on how to connect Darth. Oh, that's what it is, a Darth Maul. And that's why I thought it was a double because it was 2 pieces. Oh, not even better. Look at you. Thank you. I thought it was 2 Sith lightsabers. Look at that. JD, welcome, my friend. Are you welcome? Roo!
Konnichiwa means what's up.
At this distinguished panel, don't say I don't think about you guys haven't having a event and I'm still jumping on to drop a like. Unbelievable. See, this is why actually attached to this comment, guys, goes this.
Have you heard of a psyop?
And I'm going to tell you why. When was the last time you guys saw Rudy on stream?
Oh, you know what? He's been busy with his new magic.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
He's been busy building his magic case.
Correct, right? But what does he tell me when it's streaming day? When it's God Tuesday? What does he say to me?
Well, wait. I got to vouch for Rudy. The other day he was with me live on the Jazz Inc. announcement, so I can vouch for him. We were watching Jazz Inc.
No, so that's my point. So he's available for everything else. Okay.
Oh,
He's
Jazz Inc., bro.
No. He's available for everything else. Is the point? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tariffs for the Netherlands. It's kind of weird because it's not a direct tariff towards the U.S. It goes through the EU system. So I'm trying to understand it. But,
yeah, so most likely won't be a problem. I don't think it'll be a problem because they don't have an issue with the Netherlands. So if they do, they do, but I don't think so.
No, didn't you remember you guys bitch slapped me when we found out that his product being made in China?
Well, so no, because remember it was supposed to start shipping from China. That was the issue. And then obviously he had to change that because it would be a problem for him.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so he has to. All right.
Yeah, he has to change it. He was going to make it more convenient for people to just ship it, from China where they're made. But obviously that's out of the question. Ash with the super chat. Look at that. A whole funky dollar. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I don't know if this was a mistake or not because it doesn't even say anything. But thank you. This is for you as always.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Thank you, my friend. He says that one funky dollar. Unbelievable. Thank you. Chris says 30. Oh, look at that. See, I found my people. That's all I need to say. I found my people. No more roaches here. Thank God. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being good people and staying around good people. That's all I ever asked for. I am happy. Mark Palmer, welcome, my friend. How are you? Nice to see you. We'll get more figures or something on Revenge of the 5th. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like we already got enough Star Wars. I don't think there's any more, but we'll get into it in a little bit. Thank you. I gotta give you my address, Cassandra, for the gift. Let's see. Wait, we're really about to start talking tariffs and death? No, not at all. That there's nothing to discuss anymore. It is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Fun with tariffs as long as they're over by the time the bad flags ship. Yeah, right. Imagine. That's gonna be very, very fun. Oh, Michael.
Mike.
Good morning. Let's see. I was working, didn't have time to look at my phone. Disrespectful, Cassandra. Tooly, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Yes, guys, hit that like button. There's 39 of you guys in here already. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you guys for being here as well. 33 watching, 31 likes. Not bad. Yes, guys. Thank you. I think I found my people. Guys. Everybody in here right now so far has hit the like button because they want to be here. They want to support the channel. That's all I wanted. That's it. That's all I've ever asked for. I don't want any roaches here. Nobody asked for roaches. Finally getting a lot better, but still a little cough. And then, oh, well, that's all that matters. Are you getting better? Even if it's a little bit a day, that's all that matters. Let's see. Tuli says, NFT cheers, gentlemen. Rudy, the friend, is above us now. Thank you. Now, because now his mentality is, this isn't about collectibles anymore. This is about the display of the collectibles. So now he's at a different level of collecting. So now he's like, peasants. You know,
Yeah.
So that's why he don't even come on the stream anymore.
Have your agent contact my agent. We'll do lunch.
When I would cough too much or hard, my head would just hurt so much. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a long-term cough. Literally, your brain starts rattling. That's not an exaggeration. Like you get headaches from the cough from so much constantly. No diddy. SJC, welcome, my friend. How
I'm
are you?
doing.
Welcome. Guys, let me see. Carter says, Just think is manufactured in China. The tariffs hit the country of production, hence the reason why any company not using. Oh, that is true. I forgot about that. Oh my God. So wait, so Carter, so what are you saying? What are you trying to say? That people are still going to get hit with tariffs even if it's shipping from, you know what I mean? Because think about it. If something is made in China, shipped to the Netherlands, to then be shipped here, right? How does that work? Do they take it as, well, it was produced in the Netherlands? Or they take it as it was produced in China, going through the Netherlands to the U. You know what I mean? Like, how does that? That's interesting.
We're gonna find out soon.
Yeah, correct.
You're gonna go to the back computer soon too, right?
Yep.
Mine is scheduled for at least tentatively May 16th, as per the last email that I got from it.
What's good, Michael Yoles? Michael Yoles. More like Mike is just thinking, thank God with the likes to himself. Oh my God. What up, Mike? Who hurt you today? See? He said, so what'd you ask, Mike? I didn't hear.
I didn't ask nothing.
No. I said, what did you? I said to Nefty, what did he ask you about the back computer?
Oh, I asked if you got any alerts on the delivery. I got one for May 15, May 16, 10.
You know, I've been a little too busy to probably even check, to be honest. I mean, I'm backed up on my personal email. So
no, and the verdict is going to be out. You know, with the tariff question when it comes to that, especially that one. That's a big
let me tell you something. I'll be pissed if there's some kind of tariff with that.
Well, that's what prompted me to.
I mean, it's not coming from China. It's coming from
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So that's going to be the tricky situation, how they're going to take that into account. But again, if it's coming from the Netherlands, I don't see why they would take that as, well, it was made in China.
Well, there's tariffs on everybody. So like, as long as it's not, the Chinese tariff.
Correct. That's another thing, that it is most countries, and China is the worst one. You know what I mean? That's why it's a problem.
100%.
All right, so let's get started, guys. So first and foremost, like I said, we got a bunch of announcements, which is awesome. So let's get started with the first one. It's gonna be this beauty, Clone Commando Boss. Okay, so as you can see, this is a repaint of the original Commando, right? The blue, the white and gray. Then they did Scourge, which was white, gray, and yellow. Then they did the all white one that's on pre-order right now. Now we're getting the entire clan. We're getting, I believe, 3 more, right? The red one, the orange one, and the green one. So now let's go with you, Nefty. How do you like these figures? Did you get the original? Here's the one that we got already, right? These were exclusives. This is how they sold them to us, as a limited edition exclusive to get everybody jumping on board. And then boom, here's the rest of them. So how do you like these figures overall? Are you getting these figures?
Yeah, I'm down that rabbit hole already. I have the last 2 figures when it comes to these clone commandos. And so I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna go hunting for it at a crazy price, but I'm gonna try on the queue, and hopefully I can get them and get all the other ones that are being announced. And like I said, I'm already down this rabbit hole. I got all the Bad Batch. I have the 2 prior to this one. So yeah, and I would love it, because having all that color scheme collection of these clone commandos would be nice, but. I'm just gonna try the cube. I don't get it. I'm not gonna go crazy paying crazy price for this.
Cassandra says, what are you expected to get for your birthday? Something from Brad's collection. Brad has a really nice artisan figure that I would love for my collection. If you could send it to me when he's not looking, please. Tuli says, oh yeah, knees I didn't order either. I'm all cloned out. That's where I'm getting to. I'm gonna get into that. So you, Michael. Obviously, I know you don't have any of these. You're most likely not going to get any of these. But how do you feel about them as figures? Do you think they're appealing? Do you think they're cool looking? How do you feel about them?
Yeah, not for me. Not for me. They're not. They don't do anything for me.
Right. So they're not even appealing, like, oh, they're cool looking or anything like that, right? No.
It's not original trilogy, not movie, right? These even look more cartoony to me. Are these from the cartoon?
They're from the Bad Batch. Yep.
Yeah. Fuck the cartoon.
So what you're saying is you kind of like them a little bit.
This is the Tariff Boss Commando. I mean, don't you think they're I understand it's May the 4th and everything, but I feel like they're dumping all these figures on us because they're worried about the impact of the tariffs. I feel like they're like, let's confuse the stupid fan base and let's just give them a bunch of new releases and distract with that.
What are they distracting? They're
distracting from the new $25 charge on every figure that's coming out.
Oh, I got
You don't think that has something to do with it? I've never seen so many releases happen so fast, so quickly.
No,
You know what I mean?
Last year it happened also, but the thing is, what I don't like about all these releases is everything is a fucking helmet. Everything.
no.
There is nothing that is exciting. Let me take that back because I don't want people to get offended. For somebody like me who likes everything and tries to get everything, when we're not getting you guys know I try to get helmeted figures, every mass figures, everything. I don't care. But when we get 4 masked, helmeted, whatever, to me it's just money. Here, give me your money. Right? Obviously the big hardcore Star Wars fans are loving this. They couldn't, wait for this. I get that. But as a Hot Toys collector, at least 4 figures with helmets at over $320 each, because they're like $350, $355. That's, to me, it's getting redundant. Again, just the no head sculpt figures, not Hot Toys as a company. Just over and over with the repaint and the mix matching of weapons, because that's all it is.
Yep.
They get the weapon from this one to give it to this one, and then they'll get the pistol from that one to put it on this one, and they'll repaint it. And I understand that's what it is. I get it. I get that that's what the character is. I get that this is all material from a show. I get it. But enough.
No.
Again, the problem is not the figure. The problem is not the figure. It's the fact that, and I tell you guys all the time, there's nothing we could do. There's nothing to complain about, because all we could do is don't buy it. That's it. But what's happening to me now is we just went over, and this is what I was going to get into with you guys earlier. We just went and had to purchase. Again, nobody forced anybody to do it. But if you are about the collecting life and you love Anakin, you have spent at least $1,200 on one. Okay? So that's a fact. If you're about that life. If you're crying and complaining, we're not talking to you.
Suckers.
So now you get 2 figures at $1,000 each. At least $1,000 each, right? So if you bought those figures, most likely you didn't pay $1,000 on your credit card. Most likely you're doing a payment plan one way or another. I'm not saying everybody's doing that. I know some people did just pay the $1,000 because they got it like that. God bless, right? But most people didn't do that. So me being one of them, buying as much as I buy, using payment plans to the max, because I do everything on payment plan, or else I wouldn't be able to buy shit. And I tell you guys all the time. That alone, having as much as I have on payment plans, to then add on top of that figures like these, it is not exciting for me. It is not appealing for me. It does not make me say, oh, I'm already making payments on $5,000 worth of figures. Let me add another $2,000 of helmeted figures. Never. Again, doesn't mean I'm hating on the figures. Doesn't mean I'm not buying the figures. Doesn't mean any of that. But this is what I'm starting to feel like. Yeah. Again, if these were spread out, one here and then another, that's a different conversation, because you don't feel, the damage after 2 figures at $1,000 each, plus everything else that came during the Japan. Galen at 600-ish. Also, reminder, Galen. Huge shout out to JC. You know who you are. He got me my Galen from Celebration like he promised. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. So Galen, you got the 2 Anakins, right? You got, what else came out? You got the Cherry Blossom. You got the Darth Maul. And again, I personally haven't even gotten those figures. Okay? I haven't gotten them. But paying for these things, on Sideshow, all my stuff on Sideshow is on payment plans, right? Now, all the stuff from, whether it's Toy for Kiddos, whether it's, anything, any other place that I order from, is all on payment plans. So to be like, oh yeah, look, helmeted figures, more on the payment plan. Now, I can tell you this. I will see what happens with these. The gray one and the other colored ones. Because guess what? At this point with these, it is what it is. They're not exciting, right? I'm not the biggest fan of the show. I haven't even watched it, so it's not even about that, right? Do I want them? Absolutely. Am I going to go crazy?
It's never been about that. It's always been just about the figure with you. It's not.
No, absolutely. And that's my point. Correct. And that's my point. That if it's always been about the figure and the figure is not even doing it for me, that's where I'm getting at. Because it's just it's getting redundant. It's there's nothing exciting. And that's what I mean. You guys know that I buy everything because the figures are exciting. These things, again, I love Hot Toys. I love them all. But when you start getting bombarded, right, like I just mentioned, and then they throw this in, this is the last of my choices.
And this is a bombardment, right? This is like it's too many at once. I don't know. I just said to myself, I'm like,
But you would say, Mike, that prior to this, there's always been a custom clone community in the 1/6 figures. I remember when I was coming into the community, there was a lot of sites there that were doing custom clones because these were not available, all the variants, this and that. So maybe Hot Toys, they took a gander and said, listen, again, being a business of money, they said this is easy money for us to, move a part here, move a piece here.
Let me tell you something. This was all part of the plan because this is what they've been doing for years. Think about it. This is not the first time we've gotten a repaint of a helmeted trooper. Right. How many stormtroopers have we gotten repainted from how many years ago? You know what I mean? Think about, forget the clone troopers that we just got in gold and chrome, right? Forget that. Think about the stormtroopers. How many colors? Bronze, which is copper. Mm-hmm. We got porcelain. Yes. We got gold. We got silver. We got, we didn't get a black chrome yet, but that's coming at some point. So they've been repainted helmeted figures. They've been repainting helmeted figures forever already. So this is not new. The thing is, it's once they get the license for these things, it's over. It's over because then it's the same base of the figure, just repainted. That's it. And again, the combination of the weapons that are reused with everybody.
And you think maybe they make it exclusive to win interest on the figure? Because, a lot of people might, if you're not one of those avid clone collector, you may be turned off by it, but you hear the word exclusive, and in collecting, everybody likes that word exclusive because it's limited.
What about it? What's the?
So what I'm saying is that maybe that's a Hot Toy tactic to bring interest.
Oh no, absolutely, 100%. So anytime you see this, this is hype. Okay, anytime you see this, anytime they brand their figures, this is hype, right? Exclusive, hype. What does Sideshow do? Sideshow exclusive, But this is something Hot Toys exclusive means nobody else is making this but Hot Toys.
I don't even mind it. There's just too many. That's it. There's just too many. It's as simple as that. There's too many. There's too many. This used to be, fourth. What is it? Around this time of year, you'd get, at most, what would you get? Fourth. I remember like 2 or 3 coming out. Maybe then, things 4. I think 4 is a lot. Like 4 new releases. Right. But I mean, how many did we get this time around? I mean, I would imagine, like in my mind, it's over 10.
10 what? Releases?
How many
just
releases
now?
since Artisan?
Poe.
Well, no. So you're talking about what? Since from Japan Celebration?
since this little announcement, since like Galen.
Right. So Celebration. So Japan Celebration. So you had Darth Maul, Cherry Blossom, Anakin Darkseid, Galen, and there was one more. The Darth Vader dueling effect Darth Vader. So that's 5. And then now for Celebration, we got this guy. We got we're gonna get the green one, the red one. We got, what did you mention, Nesty? Poe, and then Jar Jar.
It's 10. It's over 10.
And wait, we're missing
one. And then the silver, and then that silver one too.
Commando or something like that. Yeah.
Right, that other
That's
one
too
that we're
many.
gonna get into. So
That's
no, it's
too many.
again,
That's too
Wait,
many.
wait, wait.
That's too many.
And then Sideshow added to it too.
Right,
and
right. I saw
Sideshow.
Sideshow did that whole bar like that.
Fucking right.
Right, which I'm not even getting into. I haven't bought a single one. I'm not even absolutely not happening. Absolutely not happening. And I can tell you this. Think about this. Think about this. Think about what's happening now with what Sideshow did years ago. Right? Hot Toys is getting into what Sideshow did years ago. Look at all the figures Sideshow is doing now that Hot Toys has never done. Later on, Hot Toys will eventually get into those figures.
If Sideshow was smart, though, honestly, but they're not. They're fucking morons over there. But if they were smart, what if they released all those mutants at $199?
Say it again.
What if they released all those Star Wars mutants at $199?
Who? Hot Toys or Sideshow?
Sideshow's released all those Star Wars mutants, the different Star Wars creatures.
Right.
The lineup.
Villains, yeah.
What if they released them at that price point?
Well, what has they released?
I'm gonna pass on them at $279. There's no way there's no way I would touch a Sideshow figure.
Which is what they're charging for them with it, which is what they're charging for right now. They're charging full.
That's what I'm saying. What if if they charged them at $179, $189, $199? I think they're gonna.
Well, that's a different conversation. You know that obviously that would be ideal for what they make. Period.
That is their price point. You know, I mean, like their figure quality. That should be their price point.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. They don't deserve to be charging what they're charging for anything, right? They're charging what Hot Toys charges for their stuff. They're not at that level. I don't care what they think. You know, so that's the problem with Sideshow and that.
But it's too much. There's an inundation. I know why. In my opinion, they're doing it because they see what's coming, right? Whether there is like a recession coming, whether this tariff situation has got them shit in their pants. This is reactionary to me. This is just a lot of fucking figures.
Right. No, it's true. It's very true.
And this is cheap, right? This whole 3 lineup here. This is a cheap cop out.
And there's more coming.
Right. So we already have this guy. We got Scorch, and then this one, and then we're getting the red one and the green.
You got that clone guy. What's his name? You're forgetting him. The fucking what's his name? Moon Knight.
Right. Poe. He said Poe. Yeah, he said Poe.
I didn't hear
So Bob says 10, 11 if you include the Andor troop.
Oh yeah. K2SO.
K2SO, yeah.
Crazy.
I'm at a point where I might want to collect the figures, head sculpt. That's it. Yes, exactly. So that's where I'm heading right now, in the sense of I am picking up head sculpts first and worrying about helmets after the fact. It's just not worth it. If it's something that's like really badass, and obviously I'm going to get it faster. But like, for example, this stuff, I'm going to wait to see what happens with them. If I don't get them, guess what? I don't get them. Because it's getting, like I said, to me, it's getting a little bit too redundant. And the fact that we just got bombarded with all these really expensive figures to then jump on this, nah, I'm good. Let me see what you guys are saying. We got Albert in the house. Hello! Welcome. We got Jeremy. How are you, my friend?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
We got Big Dog in the
I'm doing.
Welcome. All right, so now, Nefty, if you had to rate it 1 to 10, remember, all of this is used. We've gotten this already with other figures. None of this is new at all. It's all reused. It's all repainted. It's getting annoying. But go ahead.
I'll give it an 8. I mean, it's different color, but it's it has different paint schemes on it. It looks good, the figure. And I know, like I mentioned before, there's a heavy clone following, because I know when I was coming into the collector community, there was a lot of custom clone makers out there, and there were hefty prices. The ARC troopers, this trooper, that trooper, and let alone the old Sideshow clone troopers that people were paying top dollars, and I don't own. I have these two because at the time we weren't being bombarded by them. And I think one of them was exclusive, right? Or both of them were exclusive.
Which ones?
One, Scorch was exclusive.
Scorch. No, they were both. The gray one and Scorch.
Yeah. So, and it was one of those. I tried. Oh, I got it. I mean, I guess even on those two Q systems, there wasn't that much hype for it because a lot of people that I know did get these. So, I'm too deep in. I'm gonna try. If it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna go crazy.
Right, exactly. That's the same thing. It is what it is. I'll try. If not, then I don't care. I'll let me tell you something. I'll get them eventually. Scorch, it felt like nobody could get him, and then once everything settled, people were still getting Scorch. You know what I mean? So it wasn't. That's why I'm not worried about these. And if I miss them, I miss them. It's not a big deal. 1 to 10. What did you say, Nefty?
I said 8.
8. Michael?
2. What are you guys laughing at my fucking scores, man?
Oh man! All right. So next, guys,
Those are real
another
scores.
announcement.
I think long and hard about my scores. All right.
Another announcement of the week, of the day. Actually, it was yesterday. We got the Elite Squad Trooper. Again, this is another slap in your face. Okay. This doesn't get any more basic. Again, I'm not saying that you should hate this. The fans love this, right? The green visor was a big deal, right? So it is a cool. First of all, you guys know I love gray. I love this paint application on it. It is different. We haven't gotten anything like this ever. But again, look how simple, look how plain, look how boring. To me, I understand people love this and fans love it. I understand it. It is becoming, again, look how boring, how plain. It doesn't even have a single color besides the green up here. Doesn't have a red dot, doesn't have a symbol, doesn't have anything. This is, to me, a ripoff. If these were $150, cool. They're not. And the fact that he's putting this on them to create hype around the figure, to justify making them more expensive, makes it even worse. So now let's go with you, Michael. Exciting, not exciting. Will you get 2, 1 for each side to flank the other guy, or are you skipping this one?
Yeah, we're gonna send this one back to a Chinese prison. This thing committed some human smuggling charges and is an MS-13 gang member. So we are gonna send it back home.
Wait, Michael, before you continue with that statement, is he getting due process or not? All right, Nefty, exciting, not exciting. Are you getting this? Are you not getting this? And how do you feel about the simpleness of it? The fact that it's so, again, it's not the first one, it's not the last one. Okay, it is not new. It is not the end of them. How do you feel?
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not excited about this figure. I'm happy because I don't got to stress about it.
Like, I don't gotta buy it.
I don't gotta buy it. But you mentioned there's people that want this. Absolutely, go for it. But and it is so simple though. Not even a backpack or anything.
Nothing. That's exactly my point. I feel like they're getting plainer and plainer. But here's the thing. I think that he knows how special these clones are, or these characters are. That's why he's like, let's make them. And he knows he's going to sell them anyway. And then again, by adding Hot Toys exclusive, by making them limited, makes it even more, excited for people. This is
interesting. If this is in the queue system, if it survives, meaning no one buys it and it just goes into the regular
well, no, that's exactly what I'm hoping for. That is exactly what I'm hoping for. The problem is, if they made, for example, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, they're gonna go, right? They're gonna go. Yeah, but if it's a standard release, I can guarantee you they'll be sitting. Because look at what happened with the gray and white one that was exclusive, gone. Look what happened with Scorch, gone. What happened to the white one? What happened to the all white one? It's still sitting there on pre-order because that's a standard release.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So that's what I think would happen or should happen with these, but we're going to wait and see. Again, I am not losing my mind over these. If I don't get it, guess what? I am good. I don't feel like I'm going to be missing out on anything if I missed out on these. Again, I already have the gray and white one. I already have Scorch. But I am good on all these super expensive, commandos.
Listen, when and look, in a year from now, when Timmy's hot water heater breaks and he's got to sell this to pay for it, just pick it up then.
All I'm gonna say is, I don't know if Sean is here. I don't think Sean is here, but Sean, if I need one, I know Sean's gonna have about 4 of each, so he'll definitely give me one. So now, Nefty, 1 to 10, and how do you like the weapons? So you get 3 weapons, right? You get this thing that we've gotten before. We've gotten this with, I forget which other.
Before.
Right, we got everything before, exactly. So 1 to 10, Nefty.
I would say a 7. That's the only thing that's curious to me, that thing he's holding. But all those weapons, I have enough of those from the 501st.
Right.
Yeah, so,
Well, this one was the first time. The first time we got this was with one of the Bark speeders. I want to say the Bark speeder with the sidecar, if I'm not mistaken. The one clone with that one, I think, came with this weapon, right? And that was the very first time we got that weapon. And now I'm seeing that other figures are coming with the weapon too. So, Michael, wait, let me say hello to Eric. Eric, how are you, my friend? Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Check Fab's knuckle. Does it have tattoos? All right, Michael, 1 to 10, and how do you like the accessories?
We've got them all before. We've seen this before. No, thank you. I'm going to give this a 0.0.
Oh, no. Oh, no, guys. You know what that means?
Hit it.
No.
0.0.
Oh, man. All right, let me see what you guys are saying, if anything. The Figure Alchemist, welcome, my friend. How are you? These guys will look sick next to Crosshair. So that was another thing. Apparently, again, I wouldn't know this. They're making these commandos, and somebody said, I forget who said, that there's a possibility that they can make the Imperial Crosshair. Right? Obviously, I didn't say that it was a repaint of Crosshair. I just said that they were going to make him somebody. I think it was Sean that said, it wasn't that Crosshair is not a repaint, right? I didn't say it was going to be a repaint. I just said they're planning on making him as well. Somebody said because of the fact that, of the meaning of that commando team. So, again, it's a possibility. Maybe that's why Hot Toys decided to limit him to begin with. But that doesn't make sense because Hot Toys doesn't care to limit a figure just because they're going to come out with a new one later on. They have never done that. You know what I mean? So they are ready to take your money every single time.
Now, what now, just to put this out there, like if they had like battle damaged the hell out of this thing and there was like dents in them and chips in the armor and like
it
cracks,
hits different.
Like,
it hits different.
Yeah, they're so stupid. Then you're going to get me. You know what I mean? Because it might be like the others, but the molds are going to be you've never given them before. They're going to be completely modified molds, and
absolutely. Well, that's why I always say
take panels off this guy and put them on other figures.
Correct. That's what I always say. What I always tell you guys: anything battle damage, I'm balls deep every time. Anything battle damage makes any figure look better. It gives it character. It makes it look more alive, more real, more everything.
But that takes work. That takes work and time and money, and Hot Toys doesn't do that anymore.
Correct. That's why the shortcuts are their go-to. They take shortcuts more than any other company in the world. But guess what? They're the only company making product for us to buy. That's why you want to complain. But who are you going to turn to with your complaints? Nobody. So that's the problem. So yeah, you don't have to like it, but complaining doesn't do anything.
Makes me feel better. What are you talking about?
Makes me feel better. Let me see who's in here. We got Big Rip in the house. How are you, man? Guys, there's 46 of you guys here. Please hit the like button. Somebody let me know how many likes we got already. Thank you guys for being here as well. So exactly. So if it were, even though, like I said, I love the paint application on this. This is very different. We never got anything like this. We've gotten the plain chrome one. We've gotten, clone chrome. We've gotten the matte Commander Cody that was also silver. So it's not something that, that is new, right? It's just they need to do something a little bit extra. But again, this is going to sell. People are going to buy. People are going to love it, rightfully so, because they're still great figures. But it's just the meaning, you know what I mean, of the work that they keep doing, that same redundant.
If this is an edition size of 1,000 or more, it's not going to sell out. If it's 1,000, okay, there's 1,000 Star Wars fans.
It'll sell out. It'll sell out, and I'm going to tell you why. Everything, even the uglier.
3,000, it won't.
Even if it's, I see what you're saying. No, it'll sell. It's not going to sell out immediately, but it'll take days to sell out, but it'll sell out. Because that happened already with a couple figures.
We've had a couple of Q figures. Huh? We've had a couple of Q figures that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. They'll sell out eventually, but not immediately.
Not day one.
Correct. Anything limited will eventually sell out, but not the same day.
Well, that'd be crazy. This figure, no one is enthusiastic about it, but you kind of mentioned it. They will bring a Crosshair in the Imperial suit, which is all black with green. Now you don't have this figure because it's sold out.
Well, so that's what happens. That's what happens. But let me tell you something. If that's the case, if that happens to me, which again I doubt, but if it does happen, and then they come out with a cool one, and I'm like, oh man, guess what? Even more of a reason for me to not get into the line, because now if I already miss one, guess what? I'm good. That's it. That's the same thing with what I mentioned last weekend. With the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I haven't gotten a single figure from that line because the moment I get one, they all have to come in. So right now, because I don't have a single one, guess what? I'm not even thinking about it. Whenever I see one for a good price, boom, I'll jump on it. But right now I can't jump into one because then I need the other one, then I need the other one. Then I'm stuck focusing on this line until it's done. And I don't want to do that with, again, everything else that's been out that's very expensive.
There's a bunch of $130 Hot Toy figures that have been selling on Facebook. Let me tell you, you see that? $130.
Well, Sideshow right now has 40% off.
If that's not a sign, let me tell you,
Yep. Rob, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Also, talking about collecting backwards, this guy just got, what did he get? He got Hoth Luke and Hoth Han from Sideshow. Just got them. Imagine going backwards for those. Imagine being retired. This is the Saya. This is the Saya. Hold on.
Have you heard of a Saya?
Imagine being retired and then coming back from retirement to go buy Sideshow. Shame, you know your name. All right, so next topic, guys, because it looks like nobody cares for that one. So we got this beauty, which I know we got Mike. Mike's buying this, guys. So we got the Hono Darth Vader. So Michael. So as you can see, Hono's getting into Star Wars. This is their first Darth Vader. Remember, guys, this is their first, not their only. This is their first. We're gonna get more and more and more eventually. So now, Michael, how do you like the figure as a figure? Do you think it's worth having in a collection? Obviously, you didn't watch Star Wars Rebels, so if you didn't watch it, you're most likely going to say, well, I didn't know the show, so I'm not going to buy it. But as a figure, just look at it as a figure. Exciting, appealing. Do you like it?
No, yeah. Looks pretty cheap to me. Looks very scaled down, very
I was going to say
non-detailed, very
small.
Blah. That helmet looks like a...
I like the helmet. That's a cooler part of the figure.
Well, of course you do. It looks like a wiener.
It's like, of course you do. Oh man. So what would you rate this?
Wait, go back. That says it all right there. Go back, right? Entry grade. This is an entry grade figure, and I am not an entry grade collector.
All right. So, it's got to be like 100 and something. Where is Hono? Hono.
You will never find a Hono figure in my collection. Never.
No
Never.
way. 220 Nefty. My God, that's pricey. I thought it was like one in change.
That's
Wow.
what all these figures should be, and they're scamming us because of the the pandemic, and they're keeping the prices at what they got them at now. That is what all figures should be. 220 to 250. Oh shit!
No, seriously, 100%. Especially the repaints. The repaint should be dirt cheap. Nefty, how do you like the figure? Are you getting the figure? Are you excited for the figure? How do you like the look of the figure?
I mean, it looks like the Vader from the cartoon Rebel. So, I mean, if you're into the cartoons and you want to get this, they also have the cartoon Rebel Trooper that's coming out, or right? With I remember seeing that.
Right.
So,
they got two of them.
So, I mean, if you want to go down that rabbit hole because you're into the cartoon version of it, by all means. But I'm not going to venture on this, especially with all the thing that's coming out. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole with the cartoon Rebels. But it's great for those people that follow the cartoon and they want to get into the cartoon because basically that's what it is, a cartoon Vader. You know, but damn, that price $220. Woo.
Yeah, no,
I was like you. I thought it was in the one something.
He looks small, so it must mean that it's going to be a bigger figure because he looks small. He don't look wide like a Darth Vader would. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to watch Justin's video on it. Joe says, yeah, Rob came out of retirement and boom, back in business. Exactly. Oh my God, we got this guy, Michael, with the Michael. Thank you, Michael. That is awesome. Thank you. And this is for you too. Where are you, Michael?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
I'm perfect. Collector said looks crap. Welcome. Hello to you too. Hello. Michael out here doing his best Oprah. His best Oprah impression. You get a membership, and you get a membership, and you all get a membership. All right. So now, Nefty, 1 to 10. And what are your chances of buying this? 1 to 10.
I'm not going down the Rebel rabbit hole, but I would say it's probably a 6 to me.
6.
Yeah.
Now, what do you expect on the material for Hono?
I mean, it's entry level, so I'm not going to expect it to be better than a Hot Toys. Even in the Hot Toys, we don't get it in leather, so it's probably some type of synthetic material. But again, there's followers of the Rebel cartoon, and you got to consider: do you want to have a cartoon Vader in your collection? But it's not for me.
Michael, what do you expect of the suit material?
To be entry grade.
So you expect flaking in the long term?
I mean, who cares? This is just not in my league. It's not in my radar. It's not for me. Not for me.
So what do you expect from the material again? Entry grade meaning what? Flaking and disintegrating in front of your face?
It's what are they gonna? It's I wouldn't say so. They're probably just using the shit that's lying around the workshop. They have extra of. You know what I mean? So
correct. That's exactly
just,
what I would.
Yeah, I don't think
they're not using anything. Correct. They're not using anything cheaper than Hot Toys is. Period.
I mean, look at the suit. Like it's all cloth. Like the only thing that's leather on it, I think, is that inside vest portion. And so I mean, you're not getting any leather anyways.
Correct. You're not getting any leather. Period. That's number one.
Faux leather, whatever you want to call it.
Correct. You're getting that crap. Exactly. That's what you're getting. But like you said, it's all cloth. It's all cheap. It's all cheap. But I wanted to see what you thought about the material. If you think it's gonna last enough. But like I said,
I can't see them using different material than they're using on the Hot Toy figures. Like I don't think they're using anything different.
Correct. I don't think so either. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
I wonder how successful the Hono line is for Hot Toys. If they don't see that much sell, they'll probably put a kibosh on the
Oh
Hono.
no, they're fully invested in the line. It's making them money because remember that there are a lot of people in this community that wish they could collect a lot of the Hot Toys, but they're very expensive, so they can't. So what do? They stick around to get them used as cheap as possible.
Right,
And now there's a line that's a lot cheaper than Hot Toys to keep them,
I think
buying.
this is just this Hono line is a justification to keep raising the prices on the regular figures. It is.
Meaning
This
what?
is just, that's what it is. They're trying to imply there's some kind of premium fucking status to the Hot Toy figures when they're using the same shit. They're using the same materials, the same plastics. It's all the same shit. They're just not giving you all the detail and the paint
Correct.
and the refinement
That is correct.
on this figure.
That is exactly right. They're cutting corners when it comes to accessories, detail, packaging, basing, everything. Right. Correct. Yep. Perfect Collector says only people getting this got the cartoon Anakin, and that's in the bargain bin. Just saying. Which cartoon Anakin?
The sideshow he must be because that's the only one I know.
Only people getting this got the cartoon Anakin, and that's in the bargain bin. Just saying.
Right. This has got to be a very subset of Star Wars collector. I can't see this being a mainstream.
No, it's definitely not mainstream, but I can tell you the fans of Rebels are excited for this thing. I like the look of it a lot. I know it's going to be a cheap Vader, but I like how this looks. It's very different than your standard Vader. You know what I mean? Look how cheap the cape looks. Look at that.
Like shit. This looks like the worst Vader I've ever seen.
Right. They didn't even bother stitching the edges where they cut it. They just literally placed it on the cape. Because look, this doesn't look clean at all. It just looks like just plain little piece of cloth.
Looks skinny.
Right. It looks very
it's based on a cartoon. So I mean.
Yep. Correct. It does look very skinny. Sideshow. Oh, you're talking about the one that came with the animated ones that was Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and the young Ahsoka line. Is that what you're talking about? Because I got those too, and those are cool. Yeah, they are. They're Sideshow brand. Nefty, what would be something that this figure had or included that made you say, you know what, this is a must for me?
What this figure has?
What can this figure come with?
Oh, okay.
To make you
no. I think the figure is fine because it's a cartoon. It's representing the cartoons.
Right.
And I know there's a following for the Rebel cartoon, so it's replicating that cartoon figure. So I think it's fine. To change it is to break away from how it would look in the cartoon format. Right. So keep it like that. And like you said, there's followings for this. And then the same thing with the Stormtrooper. He looks cartoonish, and rightfully so because they're gonna go together. But no, keep it that way. I was just shocked with the price. I thought it was in the one something.
Right, so did I. No, but that means a couple of things. So number one, it's going to be a big figure. Another thing, just because he's skinny does not mean he's not to scale properly to the show, which he most likely is. Right, we're just used to a beefy Darth Vader because remember that those Vaders that we get from Hot Toys are MMS, right? So those MMS figures are to scale to movie Vaders. So they have to be beefier. They have to be
why
bigger.
Is Hot Toys wasting their time on this? This is like and all right, you're gonna get me to talk about it a little bit because I'm getting pissed at it. This is like it's a waste of This is a waste of resources, right? Like Sideshow should be making this stupid figure. Sideshow could probably have pulled off here just as good as Hot Toys did. But no, you have Hot Toys wasting their time and energy and attention releasing this garbage. Like keep this like lower scale shit. Like give it to Sideshow. You know what I mean? Give the Hono line to Sideshow. Why are you guys doing it? You guys are a higher end version of figures. Why are you scaling down? You know what I mean? Like work in cahoots with Sideshow. Call a Sideshow figure. Why? I don't understand why Hot Toys is. I get it. It's greed. It's pure.
No, but here's
unadulterated
the thing.
greed.
Here's the thing. No. Absolutely. No. It is money. But here's the thing. I would never, if I were the owner of Hot Toys, okay, I would never, again, and I can guarantee you most likely this is why they never collaborated again. Because remember, they used to collaborate all the time. They used to make figures together all the time. I have a feeling that when Hot Toys started noticing what Sideshow was doing with their own stuff, they figured, why am I getting involved with a company that clearly doesn't give a shit about their figures? So that's why they're not collaborating anymore. Plus,
no,
what you said would make sense, right? If brand this Sideshow, but if I were Hot Toys, the owner of Hot Toys, I would not want my name attached, my figures at least attached to Sideshow, because Sideshow's not making good anything.
Exactly. So like that, why would don't do it at all? Like, right? It's not like I don't want Hot Toys to like work with Sideshow to do it. This should just be a Sideshow license. They shouldn't be going down this road at all. This is simple of a figure for the company Hot Toys.
He said it. Who said it? That's that Tyron Bigum's Vader. Y'all got more of that force. This guy. Oh my God. All right. Let's move on from this Vader, because I think Michael's going to quit collecting over it.
I might. That Vader is fucking gross.
So we got, guys, another beauty that I know Michael is definitely balls deep in this one. So we got Jar Binks. This is Michael's, I believe, according to him at least, for a what was the first movie?
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, right? So this is where Jar Binks is from, Phantom Menace. So as you can see, very basic figure. It is all literally the skin, right? The feet and the head. He comes with a couple weapons. As you can see, he gets different eyeballs to switch, which I'm going to get into, because remember last stream on Thursday, I mentioned Hot Toys including eyeballs, making an Anakin. Remember when we're having the conversation with Luch about them making the sculpted Anakin? I said, what if they gave us a sculpted figure with the standard eyes and then the replacement eyeballs for it to give you, the two looks. So as you can see, Hot Toys is already giving you different eyes for the figure. I'm assuming that they're magnetic, right? You just pop these out and place these in, as you can see. But the fact that they're already changing eyes, and I literally only said it on Thursday, the reason why it makes sense is because instead of, and it only works for specific figures, right? Anakin being one of them, because the only difference is the eyes. Obviously, they changed the expression a bit, but if, let's say, they don't want to change the expression and they want to give you the two looks of the one character within the one figure, the easiest way to do that is to give you the eyeballs and only the eyeballs. Now, they can give you a second head sculpt to not come off cheap, just like they did with the Palpatine, Darth Sidious figure that just came out, right? They're giving us the two head sculpts, one body, two head sculpts. Why are they giving us two head sculpts? Because they're reusing the Clone Wars Palpatine, Darth Sidious figure, to include it in that figure as well. So that's why that was even done the way it was and the way it looked. And it looks incredible. For those who don't have it, that figure, that head sculpt is a 30 out of 10. It is very good. So they're adding it. They're repainting it, obviously, because it's not going to look exactly the same as he did for the Clone Wars. I want to say it's a little more pale for the Clone Wars than it is for the movie. So that's why they're adding that, right? It doesn't cost them anything because it was already done. This is not a head sculpt that they made specifically for the figure. Therefore, they have to charge us all this money. No, it's already made. They made 1 billion of them. That's why they're going to be included with a standard release MMS figure. So now, Nefty, let's go with you. How do you feel about Jar Binks as a character in the movie and as a figure?
No, and the character. I mean, I guess he's needed. This is one of those that I am gonna pick it up. It's not a crazy thing. Just to add him into my collection. It's not something like a Han Solo or a Chewie, but it has this place in my collection, and I'm gonna get it. I like how he looks. I'm not too critical on it. I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy and pre-order it and all that. I'll get it, slowly, eventually, and add it to my collection. But it's nice they're giving it to us.
Don't be surprised. Because remember, these aliens are tricky. You don't know how many they made. You remember that a lot of people like really can't stand Jar Binks. So
yeah.
No, as I'm saying, so you don't know how many they made. So just to be sure, do yourself a favor. Again, if you don't care for it, then you don't care for it. But you never know. That's all I'm going to say.
I do want to add it to my collection. I definitely do want.
No. If you like Star Wars at all, this is a cool figure to have. Even if you don't like him as a character, it is a cool looking figure. Now, here is where I'm seeing that the eyes are going to pop off from. So, as you can see, there's a little opening here. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. And there's another opening here. So it looks like the eye is just going to pop up. You're going to go boop, boop, and then you insert the new ones. See? Right here, there's another slit there. So it looks like they're just going to pop up.
I missed that. How do the eyes come off?
Right here. It could be magnetic. Just pop up right here. They got little ridges here. Well, not with the magnet, but if they're ball and socket joint, then you get the. But if it's not, then you don't get that. So now, Michael. How do you like the figure? How do you like the character? Do you care for the character? And how do you like the figure?
Yeah, I'm in that camp where I fucking hate this figure. He ruined the movie. I wish he was never in Star Wars. Every time I see this figure, I want to punch it in the face. And I hate it. I don't want to see it. I'll never have it on my shelf. I don't care. He ruined it. I hate this figure. I hate this character.
Now, question for you. You've talked about how, a true veteran will get their figures for the proper price a year later. Would this be included in one of the figures that you're willing to wait over a year for, or you just don't even want to?
I'm not waiting for this. No. If I saw it on the side of the road for free, I might pull over.
Oh my God!
I really do hate this figure. I don't. There's no redeeming. There's no nostalgia with this. Like I can just remember, again, because I was old enough when I saw this movie. It's not like I have fond memories of Jar fucking Binks. I hate this guy. I was a despised Star Wars character from day one. You're like, just what is this goofy shit?
Yeah, no, you're right. Very true.
I do not like Jar Jar. I just don't want him in. I don't even really have a space for him in my collection because I would not put him. I would think he would need to go with like a young Anakin, right? That's where it would make the most sense to me. Yep. Is a Qui-Gon, young Anakin, Jar Jar display, and we don't even have that. So there's not even a tempting place in the display where I would say, you know what I mean? Like I visually would even want that.
Right. No, it's true. Sergeant Sal, welcome. Hello. For being here. Nice to see you. Welcome. Nefty, what would make you forget the movie for a second? Strictly figure-wise, what changes would you make to the figure to make it more appealing, more exciting, more likable?
I mean, if they would have gone with the robe one, remember Jar Jar and well, is that the same movie? No, that's actually not.
No, it's like but I know what you're saying, where he's all like formaled up in the Senate. Like he joins the Senate, doesn't he? At the end of
but that was at the end. Yeah, that was at the end, right?
But it's not the same movie. I don't think so. I mean, I'm trying to remember.
No, it is the same movie, isn't it? At the end.
No, I think it's in the third one.
In the third one.
Okay.
So no, I mean everything that this is one of those figures I'm going to add it to my collection because I'm a Star Wars guy. But everything that he brings now, the change of face, the mouth and eyes, that's good enough for me.
Now, question: Remember how we always talk about them using or reusing stuff, right? This is a very first time. There was a lot of R&D going into this, right, to develop this whole figure as you see in front of you right now. They are most likely going to reuse this one way or another. They have to, right? They're not going to make this just once and then that's it. Again, this is very intricate. This is not something simple. This is not your standard human head sculpt. This takes a lot of time. This takes a lot of work. Now, like I said, there's no way that they're only going to do this one and never use it again. What was that figure you just mentioned that he dresses up as?
In I think in Return of the Sith or the third
Revenge
one.
of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, he has the Senate robe. He takes over because Padme is no longer
right. So now, what do you think the possibilities are of that figure being made because they're going to reuse this whole thing?
Yeah, that definitely could work. I mean, you're right. They put the money on.
That's the only reason why, right? This is not your standard head sculpt. This is not your standard figure, right? It's just literally a body with arms and feet. Everything else is covered up, right? So they're gonna reuse this one way or another. Again, look how perfect these teeth are. Okay, there's a lot of work that went into this. So they're not just gonna be like, oh, well, just for one figure, it's over. Right. So, Michael, what about you? What do you think?
I hate this thing.
So you think they're going to reuse it, not reuse it?
Probably, right? Why wouldn't they, right? They're probably going to release a robed one and make you spend $200 extra on that stupid figure. Then they're going to do a stupid dark side one and make that one with Sith eyes.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you an even bigger giveaway of them reusing this. Okay? It's right here. Two head sculpts. Okay? So, again, brand new figure. Brand new figure just came out. R&D just for this one figure with two head sculpts. You're going to tell me they're not going to reuse at least one of them?
But then that's what you're getting. You're getting only the head sculpts, right? You're getting just the head sculpts. I mean, you can't count the blue ball as an accessory. Like that's all this figure is. So I mean, if you really add up what the accessories are, right? We always say the accessories add what $30-$50 on a figure. The extra head sculpt, that's what they traded off with. So
correct.
I don't see it as
no, absolutely. But that's my point. They're not going to go out of their way. And this is what, again, to me, it gives it away that they spent plenty of time and money on developing this figure, is because not only did they go out of their way to make one head sculpt, but they made two. When do they
like a normal look at? You think there's? I don't see, like, personally. All right, I don't think there's as much work into this type of head sculpt than a human head sculpt. It's not. I would imagine it's not even close.
You mean there's more? There's more in a human?
What's that?
You're saying there's more work done to a human head sculpt than this?
100%.
How can you say that with all the ridges and detail on the skin?
Fucking percent.
Impossible. This
is a fucking alien. You think we're saying, oh my God, they didn't get the likeness right on Jar Jar?
No. We're not talking about We're not talking about likeness. We're talking about the amount of work that goes into a head sculpt. We're not talking about likeness.
To get a human head sculpt perfectly looking right, to make it look like it's a real human being, compared to this thing, which is a fucking alien. Who cares what it really is? It's never going to look real.
No. But wait. No. You can't.
This is 3D printed, painted.
No. Fine. But wait. You can't say that human head sculpts are done perfectly, and this isn't. Like, this is also
I can't even believe your mind is not in sync with me. Yeah, you think that this head sculpt takes more work than a human head sculpt?
Think about it. How much detail is on this skin compared to a human head sculpt skin? There's no texture on any human skin. It's
a giraffe. It's a dog.
It's a giraffe. No. Think about it. 1 second. Before you speak, just think for 1 second. Look at all this texture that you will never find on any human head sculpt. So again, forget what we're talking about for 1 second. We're talking about what the amount of work that goes into a human head sculpt and this head sculpt. I know what you mean by the alien thing. I know exactly where you're going with that, right? You don't, and you said it. You don't need likeness permission, and to get a human head sculpt to the likeness, perfectly to likeness, is hard work. You're 100% correct.
Okay.
But when it comes to making the actual likeness of each one, whether it's human or an alien, the same amount of skill has to be had. Why? Because we're still getting this Jar Jar to look exactly like he did in the movie. So you still have to be talented enough to get that portrait perfectly fine. You know what I mean?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if a sculptor touches this head sculpt. I think you think they don't make them at all? I think you could 3D print this head sculpt direct from the Disney movie files, and a sculptor wouldn't need to touch the fucking thing.
You think so? That's crazy.
Yep. I just do. I don't think they're putting time in to sculpt like they do the head sculpts. I don't know.
They used to.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they do.
Right. So you're saying they make these differently than they do a standard head sculpt?
Like the bug figure, right? The bug figure that you put on the internet today. I don't think they're actually like carving that head sculpt. I just think that's all 3D printed. I don't think that's a
First of all, that's not even
sculpted
a head
thing.
Sculpt. Well, that's not even a head sculpt. That's a helmet that splits in two. So that's not even a head sculpt. That's like two pieces of plastic. So that could be.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's
I know.
I don't see like someone working on that. Working it.
No, I see where you're saying. I see where you're
changing it and going. I don't see that process happening.
Well, so here's so if this is the case, then you're 100% right. If Hot Toys is strictly hand making their head sculpts, but using whether it's AI or using computer design to make the aliens, then absolutely you're 100% correct. But it doesn't make sense for them to strictly make human head sculpts by hand and then all the aliens by computer. I don't get that. Why would they do that? Why would they not just do everything by computer anyway?
Same reason they released 9.
Well, no, but
if
that's the case, then if they could get such an amazing work with the computer, why don't they just do all computer then? Why bother sculpting the head sculpt, the human head sculpt by hand, when they could get the same or better work from a computer file? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
Great point. You know what I mean? But we know, right? At least that they give the illusion, right, that there is master artisans that are sculpting these head sculpts to make them, these pieces of art, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That would be the ultimate Chinese FU, to be honest, right? If they made us feel that these are all artisans hand sculpted figures when they're all 3D printed and there's no hand sculptures in any of them,
Right. Well, you're saying
honestly though, right? I don't think one of their artists are hand sculpting this head sculpt. I don't know. I just don't.
You could be 100% because nobody knows how these are made anyway. You know what I mean? So we don't, until we find out how they're all made. This is speculation.
Let me say this. Have you ever seen, think about, remember and they stopped really doing this, which pisses me off, right? But they did a lot of behind the scenes photos, right?
Yes.
They really need to get back. I enjoyed those pictures. That got me excited for the figure more than these stupid glamour photobomb shots. You know what I mean? I want to know that there was some care and craftsmanship that went into these figures, but gone are the good old days.
Remember when we would get images of the in black and white with the guy holding the head sculpt like this, working on it with the clay,
on the Q-tip, on the pencil with the clay on the bottom,
oh, the good old days, huh? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could be 100% correct. We don't know how they're made. We don't know how these head sculpts are made, so we'll never know. But if what you're saying is right, then absolutely. Then the human head sculpts obviously are harder to make because if they're doing
seen an alien head sculpt? Have you ever seen Hot Toys with an alien head sculpt on a pencil before? Think.
No, I don't. I
can't think of one.
I don't think so. Not that I mean, at least from the top of my head, I don't think so. But remember, those pictures haven't happened in years.
Like, I don't think King Shark was crafted on a pencil. You know.
Well, that whole figure is one piece.
Someone put that on the end of a broomstick and molded that thing.
At the end of a broomstick. No, but I'm telling you, that figure is one piece. It's just one big ball. So that's definitely a sculpt.
Okay, here's an example. Here's one, I guess. Like Ghost Rider, the original Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider.
Uh-huh.
Do you think the skull and fire head sculpt? Do you think that was handcrafted or
well,
3D
the sculpt, the fire effects, obviously that's a sculpt out of plastic, but that skull head sculpt absolutely had to be hand carved, of course.
Yeah, I mean, look at. I guess you don't know, right? I mean, that could have been 3D printed, and the Nick Cage head sculpt is the one that's sculpted, right?
Well, also another thing. Remember that every time, at least back then, somebody would come out with a figure, and then all of a sudden, third party would come out with the same exact thing. You know, a bunch of different third party companies would make the same. And I personally, I remember thinking, does Hot Toys end up selling their stuff to third party after they release their figures? Because I'm like, why are these third party companies releasing figures with Hot Toys like pieces there? But again, they weren't Hot Toys or stuff, but they were like very similar to what they gave us.
Groot would be one. I think they hand sculpt Groot.
What, the first one?
The first one, I think all of them, but the first one for sure. I think they hand sculpted that original Groot head sculpt. And that makes sense that they did. Don't you think so? Like, looking at that head sculpt, don't you think that one is hand sculpted? Yeah, there's too much life in that head sculpt.
Well, if that one is, they all are. You know?
Yeah.
If that one is, they all have to be.
But really, think about. I mean, that's probably the closest like monster. I mean, Thanos is actually more human than monster.
Brad says, "What's up with the tongue?" Cassandra, teach your husband something, please.
What do you mean? He electrocute. Doesn't he lick something and he gets electrocuted like a dumbass?
This is the same sleeveless technology as the prey predator.
Yeah.
Probably the same body, to be honest. Yep. Yeah, so it's the same sleeve. It's the same type of sleeve, correct? That just goes over the body, and then obviously the rubberized arms, which have to be added because.
Very good point.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. That's why Uncarded. I usually tell Uncarded to be here because he collects on the weekends at least. Brad says
you can tell he's a weekend collector.
Georgia, a work of art. Oh my God. Brad, don't be a hater, Brad. Okay? Don't be a hater. When you get your comic books from 1992 that are worth $2, okay? I don't tell you anything. Leave Jar Jar alone.
Look, I get that some millennials, probably love this figure, because they were, kids when this movie came out. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Brad loves it.
It's the same guys that like Power Rangers. You homos. What?
Fabs list all credibility. Whatever that means. Jar Jar is a retarded duck. Hot Toys doesn't even put the skin tags on Ewan McGregor. Mike is tripping.
I like what do they call Jar Jar? He was in Mac and Me. Remember that movie Mac and Me?
Oh my God, you remember that movie? That thing was with the bubbly eyes.
Too.
Yeah, with the bubbly eyes and the big
that was little Jar Jar.
In the puffy cheeks. Guaranteed whoever created this design was on crack. Hot Toys Jabba the Hutt coming out soon with seamless body articulated tail. Yes, so Sideshow guys, which we're going to get into in a second, they decided to announce their new it's literally a reissue of their original what do you call it? Jabba. Yeah, so we're going to get it, and it's over $1,000 now. Let's see. Blinket, how are you, my friend?
There's pics of a Hot Toys Jabba?
No. There's pics of a Sideshow Jabba. They're reissuing the one that they did already.
What do you mean? They've already reissued that, though.
No. They made it. Sideshow made it years ago, and now they're reissuing it again.
This is like the third Jabba.
Oh, okay. So I only know about one. So then it's the third. I only knew about it one. I only knew about one release.
Yeah, they made one years and years ago. Then they like repainted it to make it look like refreshed. And what are they doing different now from the repaint?
Oh no, it's just another one. Then there's no repaint. It's just another standard reissue of it. That's it.
I look at my wish, like when Hot Toys got to Jabba, like of course I always thought Hot Toys would eventually get to Jabba. Like I hope that like when they did get to him eventually, which honestly I hope doesn't come for another 5 or 10 years, because that's that figure. They have the ability to do something like crazy different they've never done before, right? Like couldn't they do like some kind of like animatronic in the Jabba, like to make the tail move, or just like make the mouth like twitch or the eyeballs move? Like they could do some animatronic type stuff that would all work with a USB plug. That would be amazing, I was thinking to myself.
Yeah, but then the figure would be $3,000 and nobody would buy it. So
well, come on. That's not true. That's not true. Things are getting cheaper all the time. It's not gonna. We're not talking thousands of dollars. I think for that, you think it would be $3,000?
Well, let me tell you something. If Jazz Inc. hasn't been including any of those electronic pieces to their vehicles, and he claims that doesn't increase the price of the vehicles, what does that say to you?
That's where these figures need to go. Like we need to evolve and improve, and the lifelike head sculpts and these amazing paint apps it's cool and all, but like I'm wanting something different. I want something more.
USB being implemented in some of these figures, the light, and now you can use a USB to connect.
Blinken says, I want to know where is my Leia 2.0. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? All the experts said she was coming, and I'm still waiting. But as always,
don't worry, I'll wait.
I told you guys she ain't coming. I told you guys it was common sense, but you guys don't believe the God. So I'll wait with you guys. Leia, Hutt's Leia with seamless texture body and artisan. This guy, unbelievable.
You know what though? I don't think they'll ever make that Leia.
I don't think so either. I, for one, love the prequels, so this Jar Jar was an easy pickup. Artisan Bush, not. Oh my God, King Shark with a stick up. Look at Predators. I believe most, if not all, the figure is designed in 3D software. Possible. Don't forget.
He thinks all head sculpts are.
Yeah. Don't forget, there's a Hot Toy sculptor taking credit for sculpting the Jar Jar. So, yeah, I'd assume it's sculpted, not just scanned. See, as I'm saying, man, there's no way that these people get tagged by JC Hong and, their work shown by JC Hong if this was done on a computer.
I'm just, again, because I didn't even think the head sculpts, like, again, don't you think the head sculpts, when they're started, right, I don't think they when they start the process that they're starting with a ball of clay. I don't know. They must like 3D print to create like at least a starting point that they chip away at and futz with. Don't you think that's the process? Because it comes off to me that's what it was, right? When they would show those figures being like molded and messed with it,
right?
Because they never showed like a very raw figure like with just like one eyeball, right? They never showed like the very beginning process, like it was sculpted from a block of nothing. They never showed those early pics ever.
Correct. Sal says Sideshow is literally on meth if they think that shitty Jabba is worth 1K. Again, greedy. Yeah, no, they're looking to make that money as much as possible. It's crazy. Matt, how are you, my friend?
Hello.
That Jabba what?
That job is never going to sell. Like, especially again in this climate, this economy, the tariffs, the extra $50 that they're going to have to pay for that Jabba. They talk about bad timing, Sideshow. Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know what? I think what I'm going to do is, so like I said, eventually Hot Toys has to make that. It's just a matter of time. What I'm going to do is all the points, I'm going to start saving all my Sideshow points, and I'm just going to buy with all my points. I think that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I did with the first time around.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna save at least $500 in points, which I'm already 110 in. So I'll save about 500, at least half, right? And then just do the other one on payment plan, the other half on payment plan, and then I'll be done with it. I think that's the only way to get it, at least for me, because I'm not paying $1,000 for that. Absolutely not. Rob, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
I mean, here's your proof, right? When you compare the what's that stupid creature that's coming out? The giant land sloth thingy, the dewback. When you compare the dewback, Hot Toys' dewback to Sideshow's dewback, like they're never gonna. You gotta wait for
Hot Toys, right? Correct.
Be patient. It's gonna happen.
Right.
Don't waste your money and get that Sideshow one. It's not.
Correct. Absolutely. Nefty, 1 to 10 on the figure.
I would say it's a 9. Innovative. It has the popping eye. It took a lot to make the head sculpt. And hopefully we'll see more of this bad boy.
More of this bad. Michael, 1 to 10. 5, really?
Well, I mean, look they made it. It's a figure. It looks like that alien. I can't say that it doesn't look like that stupid alien.
I'm telling you guys, 2 head sculpts. Remember this conversation.
But I don't think there's anything like.
I remember when this movie came out. This specific character took a lot of slack.
Matt doesn't like this at all. All right, so now, guys, we got more action. My God. Now we got this beauty, which we've seen already. We knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time till it was up for pre-order. So we got Poe from the Force Awakens. As you can see, most likely 99.9% the exact same head sculpt that was made for the Mr. Knight figure, right? There is no reason to make it different. Maybe they changed the hair slightly. That is the only thing that looks different, with the only thing that they had to change, right? Because likeness was 100% from either figure, right? This one or Moon Knight. So to give them a little bit of difference, a little bit of change, right? They had to change the hair. So now let's go with you, Michael. Exciting figure. Did you buy? I know you have a lot of those troopers. Do you have a lot of the Force Awakens line in your collection?
I don't have a ton of it, but I have some of it. And yeah, this figure, this looks great to me, right? This looks just like Poe. I love the helmet version too. You take the hair off, put the helmet on.
The helmet looks.
This is the best. I think this is the best release out of all the figures. Out of the 10 figures that were released, this is the best one.
Yep. This is the best likeness. This is the best looking. Exactly like you said. I'm displaying mine with the helmet on because it looks beautiful. The only reason I'm doing that with the helmet on is because, like I said, Moon Knight is going to have his head sculpt as well. I don't need another Mr. Knight with, the Mr. Knight head sculpt. I already have 2 So Toys ones, so I don't need one from Hot Toys. So I'm definitely displaying that head sculpt. Yeah, so I'm definitely displaying the head sculpt. And so I don't need him to be like this for this one. He could have the helmet on.
Is he going to come with BB-8?
I don't think so. They're just showing you that you could display him with him because from the Force Awakens, but no, he doesn't come with it at all. He should have, at least for that price.
Right, they should have done a deluxe set and did him with BB-8. That's like a stupid. Again, if you're trying to squeeze money out, Hot Toys, use your brains for one freaking second.
Right. $280 without BB-8. If he
that's
been
probably
included,
why,
it would
right?
have been
If
at
you added
least
BB-8, it's $400. No one's gonna pay for that.
Correct. 3. No, but like you said, why not a deluxe? Give us a collector's edition. Give us a deluxe with BB-8. It's not crazy. It's not something out of left field. It's not something that's never happened, right? So why not?
$349 would have been a good price point for a BB-8 and Poe combo.
$349?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
No, from $280 to $349.
In my mind,
no.
$220, $250.
No, from
Nothing
$280,
special.
I think $280 collector's edition.
$280 is too much, man. $280 is too much for this figure. It's too basic.
No.
Sorry.
I know, but I'm saying
Really
that's the price. That's the price. So $280 for this version. And if they decided to add BB-8, let's say $320, I think $320 is more fair than $350.
So you're saying you think BB-8, if $280 is fair, you're saying BB-8 is $40?
I would want them to be $40.
Yeah, BB-8 is not, and BB-8 is not under $50. BB-8 is probably the cheapest I could see that BB-8 being is $60, right? Didn't the BB-8 sell alone by itself for $89?
Well, they had a double pack. They had
No.
a double pack of each.
I'm deep in this line, and I was thinking to myself, for some reason, I have 2 BB-8, and I
Right.
remember he came
Yeah.
as a double pack because I
Yeah.
got the black droid.
Correct. That was the double pack. It came with
I kept looking at my collection. Like, why do I have 2 BB-8s? Now I remember.
Yeah, it came. One came with Ray, and then one came as a double pack with the black one. What'd you say, Mike?
And then what did it cost though? $129 though. The
No, it was more than that. That double pack was, I want to say 150-ish, 140-ish, 160-ish, maybe.
I remember that BB-8 being super cheap by itself. Like I could just remember them being like an under $100 figure or bot.
It came with this one. It was BB-8 and this one.
Right. Yep. The 2-pack.
Yeah, the 2-pack. Yeah, there you go.
That must have been $149 though for those two bots. That it couldn't have been more than $149.
Yeah, I don't think it was a lot. Again, this was years ago. So back then it was a different conversation, you know. Eric says Hot Toys is working on a 2-pack with BB-8 and Poe in his regular outfit. That's possible too. That is a huge possibility as well. Don't forget that too. Remember, they're going to be doing Andor twice.
Sculpt. You're right.
Right. Andor twice at least.
Oh shit!
Remember Cassian.
Lights up.
Oh, you didn't know?
No. Look at that.
Yeah, no, it's nice. That's a nice figure.
How the hell are the batteries in that thing?
I was gonna say, you didn't even know it had batteries in it?
Because I saw it just hit it right now and it's working. And this is old figure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they're gonna reuse Cassian at least twice, right? Brand new head sculpt. This guy they already used twice, Mr. Knight and this guy. But regarding Star Wars, they could use him again, just like Eric mentioned. Let me pull it up again.
Are you positive they're reusing that head sculpt?
Well, here's the thing. Number one, it is not impossible for that to happen, right? That's number one. We don't know, like, for example, Eric's saying, Hot Toys is working on a 2-pack right now. We don't know where this is coming from, why we have no idea. We haven't seen anything. So this is all speculation, right? Is it crazy that he's saying this? Absolutely not, because it's a huge possibility. Why? They reuse head sculpts all the time, right? Again, especially now that with the rolling eyes, and number two, brand new head sculpts that they could repurpose over and over and over. Why wouldn't they? The only thing I see happening though is they're not going to be able to get away with doing Mr. Knight and Poe twice with the same head sculpt. It ain't going to happen. People are going to be like, wait a minute. So one expression has to be different. Okay. They have to change one expression.
They did it with Leia.
They
used that Leia head sculpt 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times.
Correct. Yeah. Different world of Hot Toys. Wait.
World
right now.
Prior to this Poe, everybody in the community wanted Poe. Hot Toys said, you want Poe? No, I'm going to give you Poe, bro.
No, seriously. But we've been waiting for Poe forever.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for Poe for years.
I can see what Eric's saying, hopefully being true.
Michael, the 2-pack, 176. What'd you say, Nefty?
No, hopefully what Eric is saying comes true. Another look of Poe.
No, it most likely will. Again, remember, and I always go by things that they've done in the past. So just from Finn was done twice.
Yeah.
Jin was done twice. Right? So this is what I mean. These are big deal characters for these same movies. That's why they have to make them a couple times, and they know they'll sell. They know they'll sell. That's what they'll do. The only thing I see happening, giving them an issue, is if they're reusing the same expression for Mr. Knight and the same expression for Poe, this Poe, they have to change it for the next one, if there is a next one, which most likely there will be. The single BB-8 was 103 on Sideshow. I remember back in the day when a X-Wing cockpit 1/6 scale was in the talks. Imagine that. So now, Nefty, how do you like the figure? Are you excited for the figure? 1 to 10.
I love it. I give it a 10. The sculpt is still amazing, even for Mr. Knight. Adapted to this. To figure, I'm deep into this line, so I definitely gonna add this bad boy. I'm kind of in the same boat with the helmet look, but I even want it with the visor down as well.
Yes, with the visor down, absolutely, absolutely.
It's the same situation. I'm gonna have him as Mr. Knight in one section, and you're gonna see the same face, or kind of the same face. But hopefully, what's being said is true, that we can see in the future a second Poe, a different look. Yeah, this is definitely coming home.
No, it's a great figure. It's a great looking figure, and having Luke, Speeder Luke pilot next to this would be nice. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're not from the same movie. They're not supposed to be the same thing, but having the two pilots next to each other, badass.
Or can I talk about Andor here? I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
Well, you saw the Andor look with the Imperial suit he had on?
With the pilot suit, yep.
Yeah. That'll be nice,
No, I think it's coming. That look is it's think about it. They're gonna make Luke as a pilot, Poe as a pilot. They're not gonna make Andor as a pilot.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That is 100% getting made. And another, I have a feeling that other look from like the rest of the show with that long black jacket and that long hair. I think that head sculpt is there because all they got to do is just change the hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All they got to do is literally remove the cap, the magnetic cap of hair, and put that long funky hair on, and that's it. Not that they're going to make it magnetic, obviously, because it's got to be one piece, unless they're going to do the magnetic piece for the rolling eyes, which they have to, right? Not necessarily, because we could get into the eyes from under the neck, so they don't even have to do that. You know what I mean? So that's a huge, huge possibility as well. Night Watch, welcome, my friend. How are you?
Hello!
Because of Poe, those Luke, those Speeder Pilot, and Red X-Bound exclusive demand go up? I don't think so. They're going 200-ish brand new, 280-ish, 300-ish. They're not very expensive at all by any means. They're not below 250, but they're not like super expensive either. So yeah, guys, as you can see, it looks like we're getting the rolling eyes system here through the neck, because it doesn't look like the oh wait, no, never mind, because the helmet's got to get on here, so the hair is definitely removable. Yeah, it's got to come up. I just realized the helmet. I almost said that it looks like one piece.
Top.
Yeah, there's a piece here. I don't know if you guys can see. There's a gap here.
I'm thinking it is. Yeah.
Yep. So right there is where the hair is going to remove from. So it's definitely magnetic. Yeah, I completely forgot about the helmet, and you got to remove the hair to put the helmet on. So yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. That thing is a 10 all day long. Usually I would need a second figure to be like, oh, I'll display one with a helmet, one without. This is not necessary for this. I don't think it's necessary for it at all. You get two looks with the hands, as you can see. No gloves, and then you get the gloved hands, which that's cool. And that's it.
Yeah, I do
very
love
basic.
like holding a helmet like that. That's a good look.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice look. It looks nice, but no, he needs the helmet on. 100%. Like here, this is very classy, but nah, this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful figure. Look how skinny he is too. Very, very thin. Look at the articulation, guys. Not much happening at all because it's not that type of figure, right? He's literally standing and barely squatting a little bit. Look at that. All the poses are see, this is as far as the knees go. Doesn't mean that you can't bend them more, but they're not showing you too many dynamic poses. Because again, it's not that type of figure. He don't need to be doing ninja kicks or anything like that. He's not fighting anybody, so that's why it's not necessary. Michael, pre-order this for the first time or getting it a year later for $150?
Yep, definitely. No pre-order. Don't need to rush Poe into the display at all. Don't like him that much. I like him. I just don't like him that much. But yeah, awesome figure. I'll give him a 9. I think the head sculpt is dead on.
Yep.
But again, you don't need to PO him. Like there's going to be a ton of these figures, and no rush. He'll come. I'll get him eventually. I'm not, and I bet you I don't pay $280. Or like
Neptune.
again, it's going to be over 300 with tax and shipping if you're buying through Sideshow.
And tariff.
That's not
And
sorry.
tariff.
That's to me. You're overpaying by almost $100 if you.
Michael,
if
you missed the third part.
Tariff.
And tariff.
Tariff.
What? Oh, so what is it with tariffs?
Well,
25.
let me give you.
I paid 36 for the 40th anniversary Darth Vader.
You're kidding me.
So I think it's based on value. I mean, I'm not sure.
I was gonna say I might cancel my dewbacks.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. You ready? Iron Man Mark III golden color version. So the one that's just starting to ship, that's going to be charging on Monday.
Mhm.
So the figure is $490 after tax of $38.93, shipping of $27.40, tariff impact fee $24. So the figure being $400 even plus tax and shipping is a $24 tariff fee on top of that. Yep. So that's happening.
That sucks.
Yep. This is a graveyard dig up though, right? I think Poe is all wrapped up. I don't know if he's going to be.
That's what I'm saying. Like that pre-ordering got you there. The old PO got you into that position where you're now forced to spend almost $100 more for that Iron Man than you have to.
Well, so when I ordered that golden Iron Man, I didn't even know that was going to be, that was going to happen with that figure. Right, with that figure. Nobody expected that, so that sucks. I didn't expect that.
I'm just saying, PO, like the PO is overrated.
Well, no. So now what's going to happen is what you used to tell me about, why are you buying, from Sideshow, paying tax and shipping? Now you got to add that, which makes it even worse.
Right, it's an extra kick in the balls.
Right, makes it even worse. So yeah, it's gonna suck, guys. It's gonna suck. Guys, hit that like button. It's 45.
Guys, let me tell you, the good old days when Sideshow was not charging sales tax. Let me tell you, because they were based in California and we were in New York. It was a beautiful, beautiful time.
Yeah.
Yep. It is very, very, very true.
Babs,
yeah.
I'm gonna bounce on you. I gotta wake up tomorrow to finish packing my kid's dorm because he's coming out of school tomorrow, college. So I gotta run up to.
All right.
So,
all right, go ahead, my friend. Thank you for stopping by.
No problem.
I'll see you later. We'll talk later.
All right, Mike.
See you next.
So guys, we're going to get into what I mentioned. So we have the pre-order of your boy at 1K. Okay. So here we are. So as you can see, 1,025, it is up for pre-order. As you can see, the pictures look exactly the same as the original pictures from the original release. I don't see anything updated. I don't see anything repainted. I don't see anything new here besides them reusing the same exact images.
No,
this looks new to me.
No, go back. So remember, so what they did, right? They added that second picture. So they added the big difference in the second release from the very, very first release is they added those cloth pillows, right? There were those, I think those were hard plastic or maybe weren't included at all in the very first release. The pillows were included in the last release for sure.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So yeah, so I don't remember that, but I remember them releasing a first version, and now to me this is the second. You're saying this is the third,
pillows right there.
Right. So again, I don't remember any of that because I don't own it anyway. So, but now when it comes to the actual character, Mike, how do you think this is going to do? Again, from Sideshow, do you think people are dropping the 1K on this because of the fact that number one, Hot Toys is not getting to it anytime soon, especially because the fact that Sideshow is doing it again, a third time possibly, it tells me Hot Toys is not going anywhere near it anytime soon. So, what do you think of all that, Michael?
I think this is crazy. This is what I'm actually hearing it right now for the first time that they're re-releasing this. This is wild to me that they're gonna try to do this now.
Why?
You know what I mean? Like, this is the worst time to do this.
Explain.
Or maybe they're losing their license, right? Maybe they're losing their ability to do Java because, you know, their license is running out, and they're like, let's just try to get one more drip out of this faucet.
Oh, that's a possible too. That's a possibility as well. Absolutely, because we know that sometimes they got to make figures to keep those licenses. Absolutely. So that's possible. Again, the one thing I don't like is that price at all. I mean, if you look at the figure as a figure, it comes with a lot when it comes to accessories, right?
It's a giant figure. There's no doubt. It's just,
Correct.
it's not, this is the same figure from 10 years ago, just repainted.
Correct.
Like, this is not, look at that giant arm joint in that Jabba. Like, no way. No way. The tail doesn't articulate.
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. They should, for $1,000, this should be,
should have
what's
been
that material?
updated.
The
Should have been updated.
It should be that.
Oh, the silicone?
Yeah, this should be a giant mushy silicone worm.
See, I don't think that they should have even bothered. I think this is kind of disrespectful to just repaint the same thing again. Look at, at least Hot Toys will make a figure and then they'll update something to call it a 2.0. But Sideshow doesn't even bother.
You're out of your mind, man. Hot Toys definitely does that. You stop with your
Wait, does what?
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys does what? Hot Toys does what?
You're trying to say Sideshow is just giving you a straight repaint where Hot Toys has never done that. Hot Toys has definitely done that.
No. I'm not saying that Hot Toys never does that. What I'm saying is when they do, for example, a 2.0, right? It's the same Darth Maul, right? DX whatever, 18 or 20, whatever the hell it is.
Right.
With the sit speeder bike. What'd you get? Darth Maul, 2 head sculpt, sit speeder. What did you get with the 2.0? Darth Maul, 2 head sculpt, sit speeder, USB. Same exact thing, but at least the bike is USB. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. I don't mean that they never repaint. I'm just saying that one specifically, that at least they updated.
I think that USB is a cop out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't see that as. But
Cop out in what sense? Cop out in what sense?
You're making it more than it is. That USB is not that material of a change from the first release.
No, it is not.
Because again, you're not using it. You're not plugging in that bike.
Absolutely. I never boast and I never praise the USB stuff. And I'm going to tell you why. It is an update, right? So I will always mention it and I will always bring it up because it is an update, right? If we go from getting a piece of plastic that you have to stick batteries in to getting the same piece of plastic now we just plug in, that's a change, right? Whether we like it or not is a change. Something is different. Now, is it a massive change? Absolutely not. Is it a change? Absolutely. So that's what I talk about. I talk about the change. To you, right, that change isn't a big deal because we don't use it anyway. You're 100% correct. Yeah, is it necessary? Absolutely not. Again, people who do use it, love it. People who have their cases all plugged up, love it. I don't care for that because I don't use it anyway. But it is a difference in product. So I will always bring it up. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This is dope, but I'll wait for Hot Toys to make this. Yeah, no, Hot Toys has to make it. Hot Toys has to make this. Jabba the Hutt General Grievous equals General Grievous. For a statue, this is a little much. Something like 600-800 would have exactly correct. But again, Sideshow is very greedy with their prices, and they really think and believe that they are the same as Sideshow. You know,
he really nails it on the head though. Like if they again came out at a $6.99 price point, you know what I mean? Like correct. I think then this does well at a $6.99 price point. At a $9.99 price point, with then shipping and tax and tariffs that are going to bring you over $1,100. Sideshow, what are you thinking?
Right.
Like you're telling me you don't have people around your table that are saying, is this going to work? Is this going to work in this market? And like, this is not going to work, guys.
Right.
And let me save you some money because you're going to be sitting on a ton of Jabbas. Right. Or maybe they already are. You know what I mean? For all we know.
Correct. This could be right? This could be them sitting on their warehouse fines. On their warehouse fines.
Yep.
Yeah, Tully says, yeah, I agree. USB is overrated as are the moving eye system in the head sculpts. Most don't or won't ever use those things. That is very true. But here's the thing, Thule. You are 100% correct. The problem is, if we had 0 updated things on our figures, how do they justify raising prices? So even if, right, even if we don't use the updates from these figures, that's not their fault, right? It's not their fault that they are making the figures better, right? Because at the end of the day, those changes, they may not be better to you, but they're better. But they're better for the figure. How? Okay. Again, we don't use it. You and I don't use it. A lot of people don't use it, right? Let's get into the eyeballs. The eyeballs, to a lot of people who don't use them, are unnecessary, right? Me being one of them. I don't care for the eyeballs. Hot Toys will continue giving us rolling eyeballs because it is an update to what they've been doing for the past 15, 20 years, right? So that has to change. Now, does it justify the price increase? Absolutely not, because again, we don't use any of it. But as the progression of the company moves forward, things have to change and things have to upgrade and get updated. Rolling eyes is an upgrade and an update to having, whether it's the half, glass eye glued on or painted eyes. It is progression. It is innovation. Again, rolling eyes have been around forever. It's not Hot Toys' invention. But now that they're mainstreaming it to their figures, it is an update, right? So they have to charge for that. Whether we like it or not, the figures are getting better. And I say better with quotations because rolling eyes, me personally, does that make the figure any better to me? No. But I understand the reason why it is done. Because if you're a person that poses these figures, the types of looks and poses that you could get by just moving the eyes a certain way is incredible.
Yeah, but it's such a small subsect of our hobby.
Absolutely. But guess what? They're doing it. The moment they started doing it, it was more and more and more. So it becomes just the norm after a while. So yes, in the beginning, when it first started, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the people who bought the first rolling eyeball set most likely didn't use it. Now that it's mainstream, I can guarantee you more and more people will start using them. Another thing on top of that, Anakin, Light Side Anakin came out. Before Light Side, and I'm going to tell you this right now, it could have been happening, as far as I know, I never saw it. The moment Light Side Anakin came out, what started happening to Anakins? People started playing around with the eyeballs, started removing the eyeballs, and started putting Maul's eyeballs in the head sculpt. Okay? People started becoming playful with the rolling eyes now, playing around with them, removing them from one figure. What is that going to do for the future? People are going to start mixing and matching eyeballs now, playing with their eyes because it's a thing to do now. What did I do? People started doing Maul's eyes on Light Side Anakin. I was like, yo, that looks cool. I went to try it. Those eyeballs are way too big for the Anakin head sculpt, and that's what they were using. I was like, I am not forcing those eyeballs into the socket of the figure, and I'm not going to be trying to yank it out because it's stuck now. So I didn't know that that's what people were doing, shoving them in there. Out of fear, I just said, you know what, I'm not doing that.
I brought up those eyeballs on Palpatine. Don't you think, like, are the eyeball, like, from what I was like looking at, right? The eyeballs in Palpatine, the Sith eyeballs, look like they're the same eyeballs that are in Anakin. Am I right?
They are correct, 100%.
So, like, you could just you could buy a Palpatine, swap out those eyeballs, and you could have a dark side Anakin and not pay $1,200.
Literally. But the difference is that the Darth Sidious that just came out, with the two head sculpts.
Yeah. Right.
Remember that you get, Palpatine, which is the clean. Right. Palpatine is clean, and then you get Darth Sidious with all the messed up head.
Right.
What eyeballs are you talking about changing? It already comes with
those Sith eyeballs in Palpatine. They should fit Anakin perfectly.
You're talking about Light Side Anakin.
The new So I'm talking about the new Palpatine with the 2 head sculpts, right? We're on
Right.
the same page with that.
Right.
I'm talking about the artisan Anakin.
Well, there's 2. That's what I'm asking. There's light side and dark side. So light side Anakin.
Light side, because why if you have the dark side, why do you need
Well,
Sith
that's
eyeballs?
what I'm saying, because I thought that's what you meant, that you were that the eyes for whatever reason were
I'm
slightly
saying you
different.
could make the light side Anakin a dark side Anakin by buying the Palpatine set.
Oh, correct. Yes.
And you don't need to spend $1,400 on a stupid dark side Anakin.
Correct. The only difference is actually you get more with the light side Anakin. The only thing you don't get with the light side Anakin is that dark side addition to the base and the open mouth expression. That's it.
Right. So if you need that doll hair, if you need that artisan hair, go grab the light side all day. Don't ever pay for that dark side Anakin, and just pre-order a Palpatine, and you got it. Just gotta be patient. You just gotta wait for it to come in.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Don't sleep on the fact that there's a possibility that eventually Hot Toys, obviously not for every figure, but for figures that may require it, they may start giving us, just separate eyeballs to just literally pop in and out whenever we want. So
and I said Brandon's probably gonna order fucking 20 Palpatines because of that.
20 Palpatine. Ash says maybe it will work if do Slave Leia. It's Slave Leia. Who's Leia? Unbelievable. If Sideshow moved out of California, I think their prices would drop since they wouldn't have to pay high. Yeah, exactly. Barry, my friend, look at this garlic knot. Where have you been? So no, that's what I'm saying. The eyeballs are an important progression to the figures, an important upgrade to the figures, an important update to the figures. So it is never going to stop. But again, do we need it? No, at all.
Well, look at all the articulation in your Salacious Crumb. That was stupid.
That's what I'm saying. It's just such cheap garbage.
Doesn't it look cheap though? Right. That looks like a.
It is such trash. It's so garbage. That's what I'm saying. Sideshow has some nerve to charge what they charge for these things. Like, these people are insane thinking. Again, I understand the size of the item. I get it. But it is not worth.
There's no self-awareness. Look, as with most Californians, there's no self-awareness.
Literally. Absolutely. 100%. No, you're 100% correct. You're 100% correct. And like I said, I am not getting in the scum and villainy stuff from a Sideshow because it is ridiculous.
Did you go through those figures?
No, you want to go through them? Do you like them? All right, let's go through them.
I thought they did look cool, but like I said, if they just needed to be, they could not be at a Hot Toys price point. Like, they just needed to.
Which
again, they would sell if they were cheaper. Because they're background characters. They need to be cheap anyways. They're not going to be a front of shelf figure. They're going to be an accessory figure. I always look at those figures as accessory figures because they are flanking the main figure. They're background characters to make the set full. They're not the focal point of the display. So they don't have to be great. Like, they don't have to be lights out fantastic because they're not the front focal point figure. They're going to be in the background drinking at the Katina bar.
Right.
But if I was going to do a big Katina set, like, I would have to get all of them. Like, that was going through my mind. Like, I would love to build a Katina set and have all these different Star Wars monsters. Like, that is definitely appealing to me.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, a lot of people are building. I could tell you this. TK is balls deep with this stuff, so it's gonna, it's insane. It's insane. So as you can see, guys,
get the big Fortuna with a Hut. Yeah, how do you not get?
Well, so when I saw this, I was like, if I were to get any of them, it would be this one. Number one, it's the only one I recognize, and number two, I wasn't gonna get it because I don't have, Jabba, but this would be the only one that I would get because, again, it's the only one I know.
I mean, all these guys really are barge guys, right? All these guys that are holding axes are all from the sail barge,
right? So they look. These look very similar. We got Wolf.
Yeah.
We got Spaghetti Rook. We got Klaatu, Tesek, Kistaba, Visum, this is Wicked. This is something different. This is not that. And Bib Fortuna. So now, what do you like about these, if anything? Do you remember these from the movie? I don't.
And why? Look, I don't know. For some reason, I guess the display that I saw, like where they're all lined up, I guess I didn't get a good look where I thought they were different characters. I guess, you know, these are all the guys from the like I said, they're sail barge guys. I feel like all of these guys are from the deck of the sail barge. I mean, I guess that one guy maybe was standing. Oh yeah, that's what I saw. God, I just thought they were more Katina characters, but they're not.
Well,
They're
this is like round 2. Remember they did a
this is Return of the This is not New Hope. This is Return of the Jedi.
Is it?
Yeah, 100%. 100% it's Return.
See, I don't.
But I mean, you know what? This would, you know, they would go good with what you call it, standing next to the Han and Carbonite. You know, these could be two, you know, you could have two of these guys flanking the Han and Carbonite.
Also, speaking of, there is a giveaway right now on Sideshow's Instagram for the Han Solo. What was it that you said just now? The Carbonite. So
do you have that, by the way?
No, I never bought it, and I almost bought it 2 years ago. It was something like $300 or something like that, $500, but whatever it was on Sideshow. And I almost bought it. I had points and I had a discount code, and I was like, you know what? Should I? And I was like, nah. And I should have. I should have
got it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But I did it because I said it's kind of tall. I don't know if it's gonna fit on a in my shelf here or in a D12. So I said, you know what? I don't want to bother. And then I saw.
I have it displayed like with a Boba. Like I put a Boba Fett next to it, like you know, he's taking it out of the.
I saw that pose where you had Boba like this, and the thing was sideways like this. Yo, I was like, that looks sick, and that's
where it only lights up, and it really only lights up on the side,
right,
of the chamber.
So, which one of these are you excited for?
I mean, I guess again, the Bib Fortuna I like the guy to the right of Bib Fortuna, I guess, and probably the Tessix guy, the squid guy. Yeah, because I think he was an action figure too. I think he was a 3 3/4. I could remember having a 3 3/4 of this guy.
And you like which one? This one?
That one, I don't have that big of a memory of. That guy definitely. That guy, I had a figure of him.
You know what's crazy? Like, let me tell you something. These figures don't even look appealing at all, man. There is nothing, again, to me, no, man. The outfits.
Funny, you know what the funny thing is? I'm getting nostalgia from these figures. I'm not getting like where I like the figure. It's more of a nostalgia.
I'm looking at the figure as a figure, and everything I'm seeing, everything looks very cheap. There's nothing that is like
these figures from the movie, or you're not.
This one,
like you said, you don't even recognize any of these figures, really.
This one I remember. This one's the only one I really remember. I don't recognize the rest of them. That's why I don't really, I wasn't even going to get into it because I was like, I don't really recognize any of them. I don't remember any of them. This one's the only one I remember. Gotcha. So, so that's the thing. I look at them as figures. That's why I don't need a show or a movie to buy a figure, right? Because I look at them. Is the figure appealing? Is the figure cool? Does it look fancy? Does it look cheap? Does the figure, is the figure appealing? Is it worth the money? That's how I judge what I buy, right? If it came down to watching shows, guess what? I would never buy anything because I don't watch TV. So that's why I can't go buy. Oh, well, I like the show.
You grew up with these movies. Like these 3 Star Wars movies are such a big part of my childhood that.
Right. But remember, you're a different age group than I am. So when you were watching these, I wasn't even born yet. That's the difference. You know what I mean?
So you're how much younger than me?
I'm 42. I just turned 42.
40. This came out in 83, right? Return?
Yeah, I was born 83.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't have that attachment that you do. Even though, like I said, I've seen the movies. It was not something that I grew up on. Remember, in Colombia, I wasn't watching Star Wars either. It was, it was a movie that happened, but it wasn't like a culture.
Right, you were watching Spider-Man in pajamas doing karate kicks.
Literally, not even Spider-Man. You know what I was watching? I was watching the Smurfs and stuff like that back then. So, that's the thing. I don't have that same attachment. And so when I look at figures, more specifically, Star Wars figures, because I'm not balls deep into the whole line or the whole franchise like that.
Right.
I have to judge them as figures. I have to judge it as, what does this look like? What does the material look like? How does it look in pictures? How does the head sculpt look? So anything Sideshow, it all looks crappy. It all looks cheap.
Pull up Wolf.
The paint
Pull up Wolf really quick. That Wolf figure. Let me see him.
The paint applications don't look great. See, like, look at all this. Very cheap looking. All this stuff is cheap looking. The hands don't even look nice. Look at all the detail. They don't look great. There's nothing exciting about any of the figures. And I'm not saying that, obviously, if you're a fan,
179,
buy
I would get excited.
Say it again. Yeah, that's
200,
another thing.
I would get
Price
excited.
point. Correct. Price point. These things are going to be at least 260 to 280. You know what I mean? They're not worth it at all.
Never in a million
Right.
years.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the problem. So on top of the fact that they look cheap, on top of the fact that they're from Sideshow, and we know what Sideshow has been making, and then you add that price point, why would you bother? Again, I understand you're a big fan. By all means, go ahead. That's the whole point. If you love something, why not buy it? I, on the other hand, because I'm not a huge fan and the figures look that way, why would I jump into something like that? So that's why I don't get into this.
Right. And look at of all these figures, right? Of all these figures, the one Hot Toys would potentially make is Bib Fortuna. And that's the other thing, right? You could wait if the one you want to get is Bib, and you know what? Hot Toys could easily make Bib when they do their Jabba. So, it's worth waiting if you're really, if you're really wanting that.
Correct. The good Jabba is going to be Hot Toys. But if these are priced the same as a Hot Toys figure, they lost. That's the issue. That is the main issue. They're nowhere near Hot Toys, but they price them as if they were, and they're out of their minds. Fab, do you think Hot Toys might drop Thunderbolts figs tonight or this week? Absolutely. We're gonna have to get at least a tease from something, right? Whether it's the Thunderbolt sign or the first tease of the figure, like they did Daredevil, right? They just teased them. They didn't show anything. So remember, after the show aired, so the movie, it's already out. Came out Friday midnight, or Thursday midnight, so 12 a.m. on Friday. So something's got to happen very soon, and I think once we see the first figure, I think we'll be able to gauge somewhat, not 100%, somewhat what other figures are going to make, especially the people who already saw the movie, right? They see the first announcement, they already know, most likely how many figures or which figures they're going to make from the line. Are you going to go see the movie at the movies or no?
Yeah, probably. You know what I mean? Like it's a reason to sneak my daughter out with me, and she falls asleep anyways in the movie theater. But I won't go first weekend. It just it's too. I don't like people, so there's too many people then around. You know what I mean? I'll wait a couple of weeks for the theater to kind of die down, and then I'll go.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely watch it on that app. So
you think it's going to be on there?
100%. Just it's going to be probably either next week or the following, but it'll be there very soon.
If it's on that, I'll just
as soon as it's on, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So you can watch it, because I'm not going to the movie theater for it. I'm going to watch it on the app.
Exactly. I have a nice setup. I would want to watch it in my house over the movie theater any day of the week.
Yep. So I was going to be Sideshow figures look so cheap. I don't buy any of them. Yeah, I stopped. My last figures were the Sideshow figures that they were talking about. So the Sideshow Obi-Wan, the Sideshow, that animated look, Sideshow Obi-Wan, Sideshow Anakin, Sideshow Yoda. I'm missing Sideshow Cad Bane and Sideshow Ahsoka, which again I'm getting eventually, but I'm not paying full price for that. Absolutely not. They're not worth the money at all whatsoever. So that's why I stopped at those. But I need the other two. I need Cad Bane and I need Ahsoka as well.
Did you order that lightsabered Vader, the one with the blue and the red paint?
I did on Sideshow yesterday, I think.
You got a problem. I gotta tell you, that's the figure that you can know that you got a problem.
Let me tell you something. It was, which is a kind of a red flag to me. On Sideshow, it was $295. We have never
It's $300.
we have never gotten a Vader for $300. Every other Vader's been like
God.
400 plus. So it is, to me, that means that it's going to be very basic. It's going to have most likely no light up function, no light up feature. If it does, thank God. But at $295 for a Vader, it's kind of like, I don't know about that,
Wild.
So we'll see what happens. Claymation does a better job than Sideshow. Anybody does a better job than Sideshow. Plus, the bodies on these will flip. That's another problem. Those bodies are complete garbage. I saw Thunderbolts today, liked it a lot more than Captain America Brave New
You know what though? You know what gives you a little hope is like, how did they at the time, right? And I still think those GI Joe figures, hold up somewhat. But those they did such a good job on that GI Joe line. How did they fail? Like, after that, how did they not improve, or at least stay at that caliber? You know what I mean? Because I mean, even the detail. Remember, like the grenades. And like they did a good job with all that tiny detail. It wasn't like Hot Toys level. Don't get me wrong, but
correct.
It was,
they were good. They had their own level.
In 2007, 2008, it was good enough.
They were on their own level. They had their own product. They didn't need to be compared to anybody, right? They had their own thing. They had nothing to be ashamed of. They were making figure after figure after figure after figure, good quality stuff, good prices. And I don't know what the hell happened to them. I think they got greedy.
Remember 90, those troopers, $99. Woo.
No, I'm telling you, they got greedy. They got very greedy, and then they just lost their way. They lost their way. I love Clint Eastwood, so I bought the Sideshow figures. I hate them so much, but I can't get rid of them because they're not exactly the figures. Sideshow figures, as you know, the physical figure, they always suck, right? The characters don't suck. It's the figures themselves that suck. So Thunderbolts last night too was great. In Perfect Collections, Pennywise looks great. They're coming back.
I've heard nothing but good things on Thunderbolts. Anyone Pennywise I know who's seen it.
They are coming back. Barry says, I finally got the leather kit for Vader. Oh, I'll probably never buy a new Vader again. Now, question for you, Barry. I am looking for one for my A New Hope Vader. I messaged Kit and I said, Kit, do you know if that leather outfit will fit a New Hope Vader? He said, I don't know. So I said, how do I find out? And he left me on red. So what Vader did you buy it for? Let me know, please, because I want to buy one at least for my A New Hope Vader. But I want to know what they're making him for. If they're making him for Vader from Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back, or you know what I mean? So I want to know what you bought it for and what you're planning on using it for, so I know. The Bucky look at the end of the Thunderbolts is I hope they make that figure. Well, if it's a figure that came out as a post-credit scene, most likely not, unless they decide to make it as some type of limited edition exclusive, blah, blah, blah. Nick says, Thunderbolts, I'll wait for streaming. Yeah, I'm going to wait for the streaming too. I don't need to be at the movie theater. Like I said, I'll watch it full HD for free. Like Michael watched his Captain America from home, from the comfort of his own home, sitting on his couch, full blast surround sound. Beer.
So I'll say again, I like Captain America, but the ending, man, they ruined it with that ending. I thought the ending was, and that was like when really like Red Hulk came on, and they just did a shitty job with it.
Yep, it should have been way better, way better. So, Michael, question for you: how is your situation with your Dark Side Anakin? Good? Are you getting one? Are you not getting one? Are you waiting the year for it?
No, I have a Dark Side Anakin. I love it. It's in my display. It's in my Vader display.
Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. Michael, what's the situation with you and your artisan Anakin, Dark Side Anakin?
Oh, there's no situation there.
Wait, so you're not buying at all?
Oh, are you out of your fucking mind, man?
Guys, so I don't have one yet.
I would never, $1,400. I would never, knowing what I know, knowing how deep I am in this Hot Toys hobby, I would never spend that on one of these figures. It's not worth it.
No, it's
I'll
not.
never get the money out. And
I
again,
never.
I don't like to burn money. I just don't like to light it on fire. That is lighting that fucking money on fire.
Mike doesn't like lighting his money on fire with figures. He just does it with art prints.
You can say that. You can say that.
He won't spend $1,000 on an Anakin, but he spent $10,000.
Again, you. I love you. You're not in that world, so you don't know. It's okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's the thing. You say you're crazy for buying $1,000 figure, but you'll spend $10,000 on a piece of paper with coloring on it.
But you're comparing apples and oranges. You're saying you're crazy to spend $1,400 on a one of $3,000 toy when I'm buying a one of one piece of art. We're not.
No. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But to you, the way you justify that for yourself is how I justify my Anakin for myself. You know what I mean? So to you, it's more valuable. It makes more sense to spend the thousands that you spend on the covers, because you know that if you had to sell it, you're gonna make at least 90% of it.
I feel like I get my money out if I buy right.
Correct. So that's why. So you're buying more for security than collecting.
I don't want to. Because look at in the first half of my collecting journey, I bought without concern of putting money in, right? And for a while, I thought I had, there was actually some equity in the collection. There's none. I don't look at it like that way anymore.
No, same.
I don't look
same.
at that. I'll get maybe 10 cents on the dollar of all that money I put into statues and Mezco figures and Hot Toys.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe I'm pushing it by that, but I'm not gonna be getting dollar for dollar.
Correct.
Where at one point I did think for a second that maybe
absolutely. So did I. And the thing is that there are going to be some figures that are going to have some value. The thing is, who's going to buy those old figures? You know what I mean? That's the problem. That's the problem. With so much new stuff coming out every week, who's going to want to go backwards? Again, going backwards for cheap stuff is one thing.
See, people will though, Fabs. No, I disagree though. People will, because again, there's
no.
These Hot Toy figures.
Let me finish. You continue. Going back for cheaper figures is one thing, but going back to overpay for figures is another. That's what I mean. Go ahead.
But there's gonna be a base that's gonna have a nostalgia for these Hot Toy figures, right? Like when we came out, right? When I was watching the original trilogy, all the best figures were these little 3.75 figures. When Infinity War and Endgame came out, there were these amazing $300 figures when that movie came out. So I feel that those figures, even though may dip now, because again, the properties are not in the ethos as hot as they were, they'll come around. It might be 20, 30 years from now, but there's going to be a nostalgia, I think, for those.
No. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you're wrong saying that people will go back. People always go back. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's say, example, Yondu, right? Yondu was a figure that was holding a ton of value, and it should still be holding some right now.
I think so.
It should. No, it should. Right. So here's my point. If the figure, right, let's say the figure came out, retail was $250. The figure, let's say right now, it's going for $500. Again, made up. It's an example.
Right.
Obviously, the figure is at least 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, even 7 years old, maybe. Now, going backwards for Yondu, now that is holding value, wouldn't be ideal. But if going backwards for Yondu, while Yondu being $150 makes more sense. You know what I mean? The fact that the figure is holding value now, nobody's going to go backwards to buy an expensive figure that's holding value now. But if
Why
the
do you
figure
say-
were,
why do you say that? I do not agree with that at all.
so you're saying you would go backwards right now to pay for a figure that is old at a premium, is what you're saying.
100%. I've done it. I've done it. What do you mean? I've done it.
Give me an example.
Superman's dead.
Yeah, but that's 10 years old.
Okay,
No,
I went back and paid premium for it.
I'm not. Yeah, but that you didn't buy that within the past 2 years, Mike. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about right now, right?
Well, again, Fabs, that's a different story though, because again, I have 500 fucking Hot Toys figures. What figure do I need? You know what I mean? Like, if I did not have Yondu, I would go back because I have all the Guardians. Like, if I didn't have Drax, I'd go back and would, because that's like the one I need.
Right.
But I have them.
But that's what I'm saying. But you haven't gone backwards and spent a premium on anything, is my point, because it doesn't make sense.
I have in my collection time. I haven't in the last, like you're saying, in the last 24 months, have I gone back and bought anything old?
That's what I'm saying. Correct.
I don't
think so. And that's my point. That's exactly my point. It is not, I'm not saying you would never go back for it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it is not ideal to go back for a figure that is 5 years old, 7 years old, 9 years old, that is at a premium right now. That's what I'm saying. It is not ideal. I'm not saying people don't do it. It is not ideal.
I guess I look at it like this. Like, if you said to me, if I was, again, Yondu, and I did not have Yondu, right? And I'm the big Marvel fan that I have, and I have all those other Guardians.
Right. And the figure,
would I
Yondu
rather
is
have
$500.
Yondu or Artisan Darkseid, and I could buy them at the same price? I would get Yondu all day.
Yeah,
all day. Even though Artisan, you could say I could sell and make money on, I would want Yondu. I'm not buying these figures to flip. I want them for my collection. So I would want Yondu over Darkseid. And again, I'm skewing maybe because I have Darkseid. I have my sculpted Darkseid.
Right.
But I mean, I'm the bigger fan of Marvel over Star Wars. I am.
Of course.
How could you not have Yondu in your Guardians line, in your Guardian shelf? Like, he's key, I feel.
No, 100%. Sal says Death Trooper Specialist Deluxe was one for me. Yeah, that figure was great.
When those guys came out, I was hoarding those, and was even afraid to open them because they were just spiking in value, right? Because didn't they go up to like 800? You bought them for 200. The one with quadrupled in price. So I was like, do I open the fucking thing?
The one with the toy Stormtrooper, that one.
That was the specialist.
Well, that was the deluxe. That was the special edition deluxe or whatever. Yeah, that one, man. That one, and that's the one with the fancy base. With the
how I got mine? You want to hear a quick story? Remember the guy who used to collect Hot Toys, the boxer out of Long Island? What was his name? Not Felix. What was his name, guys? The guy, the small lightweight boxer who collected pops and then he got into Hot Toys.
I don't even know who was a boxer.
Come on, you. How do you not be a fan of this hobby and not know who he is in the space?
Because I collect Hot Toys, not people's work.
What do you mean, asshole? He fucking collected Hot Toys. If you were a fan of Hot Toys and you watch YouTube videos, you would know. Cletus. Thank you, Eric.
How the hell did he know that?
A real Hot Toys fan and collector.
No, so Eric is a true fan.
Cletus showed a video where he went into a local, and again, Fabs probably wouldn't know this, but he went into a local Hot Toy shop that was right around the corner from us. It was right in Hicksville. Amok Time was the name of the store. They're closed now. And Cletus went in there, shot a little video, and in the video, in the display case, he shows 2 Death Trooper figures, brand new in box. And he scans over him. He doesn't doesn't pay any mind to him. And I'm like, oh, there's 2 new Death Troopers down the street from me. As soon as I saw the video, I drove down there as fast as I could. They're still there, and I grabbed them, both of them.
See, first of all, I wasn't watching YouTube, so that's number one. Number two, I didn't even know there was a
too long ago. This was probably 2000. When was Cletus doing videos? What? I'm guessing 12, 13, 14.
Yeah,
he
no.
wasn't doing it right away early on because that guy was into Pops of all fucking things, and then realized Pops are probably shit and got into Hot Toys. So
Right. Yeah, no, I don't know him. I never seen him. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
you
We're
never
not
watched Cletus?
I never heard of that guy.
Wow.
But the thing is, I never even knew we had a toy store around here.
A
Period.
fellow Long Islander, Cletus.
I had no idea. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. All right, go. Michael, so anything coming home, any pre-orders, anything coming soon?
No, like I told you, I did, like, I ordered those Deadpools. I ordered the I got crazy and I did all those pre-orders. I did the Deadpool, I did Agent Venom.
Oh, you did?
I did
I didn't get Venom
Daredevil.
I didn't get Agent Venom yet, I don't think. Maybe I did, I don't remember.
Oh man, come on. Anything, I'm a Venom guy. Anything Venom.
What about the gold Iron Man? You didn't get it? The Mark III? The Mark III gold version. It hasn't started shipping yet, but it's charging Monday. Did you end up ordering or no?
You know what? I don't. Was that only through Sideshow?
Well, no, they had it was you could get them through Sideshow. I got mine through Sideshow, but it was one of those quick releases, like ready to go. It was ready to ship. It shipped already.
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar. I might not have gotten them. I might not.
Yeah, no, it's here. Let me show you. I'll show you real quick.
I'm gonna look at my Sideshow account really quick and see if I did.
Oh no.
Because it would probably be in my Sideshow account because I don't, like I said, I don't pre-order anything. So
this one.
And
see, join waitlist because it's already gone because it was like one of those, ready to ship. They only made 3,000 too, so it was like one of those ready to ship, ready to go figures. So, it's shipping. It's charging Monday for me. Like I said, it went from $180 that I owed to $210 after the tariff fee, which sucked. But it is shipping. It is shipping. I keep saying shipping. It is charging.
I don't know. Maybe I did. I gotta look. I can't even log into my Hot Toys account. But if I did, I did. If I didn't, I'll get them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't worry about. To me, that's 3,000 figures is a lot of figures. I'd be a little worried if it was 1,000, but 3,000 is a lot.
What are you doing about the Mark 7 WB100? Any news on that?
That's that red one I was trying to hunt down.
Yeah, the red and like silver.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't hunt. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like scouring eBay or anything for it. Like, if I just happen to come across it at a good price, every once in a while I'll get a little blip from Cote who will give me a tip on one. But
they're still expensive, right?
As far as I know, I think Cote sent me a lead on one that was in the high fives, which I thought was
that's
okay.
Not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
No.
So now question.
Most of them are 7.
So now right, correct, exactly. So now question. Speaking of the topic we were just speaking, so what is it that you're waiting for since it's already been a year for that Mark 7, right? And it's higher than retail, right?
Yep.
It's a figure that you like. It's a figure that you want.
Right.
Why haven't you gone back and paid the premium for it? What are you waiting for?
Well, because I have 50 other Iron Man figures.
Oh, so it's about priority, right? So it's not like you need it right away.
Exactly. So it's not like there's a spot in my shelf. It's like, oh damn, that D100 needs to go there. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more being a completist than anything. You know what I mean? That's like the one that I just don't have at the moment. You know what I mean? So, and even that gold one, like, you know what I mean? Like, that gold one didn't like super really attract me because I have 3 gold ones in the shelf, right? I have the. What is it? The
black
Japanese
and gold
one,
the black and gold,
matte gold one, and what's the other one that came out? What is that one that's in the middle there? It's like
well, there's black and gold, there's Midas, and then there's gold chrome.
Yeah, gold chrome. Yeah. That was the newest one that came out, right?
Well, the newest one is this one.
No, it's not out yet, but you know what I'm saying. The last most recent gold one to come out. Yeah, that I got. So I have 3 gold, Iron Man's on the shelf. So, and look, once I see this one, if it's like the Mark II, I'm probably gonna want it, but
Yeah, so the gold ones were black and gold. This gold that's literally all gold. Then there was the red and chrome, and then there was the WB 100 Mark 7. Then obviously the full gold before that were Midas, which was the Mark 21. They made the standard plastic Midas. They made the Shanghai exclusive gold chrome Midas, and then they made the die-cast Midas as well.
And I'll be honest, right? Probably another reason too. Like there is no room on my shelf. I'm gonna have to reorganize my Iron Man shelf to probably bring in more Hot Toy figures, and I hate it because I'm probably gonna have to get rid of the gantry. Like I have the gantry on the top shelf, like with one Iron Man in the gantry.
Now
it takes up the whole shelf.
Is that your plastic gantry or is that your die-cast gantry?
I am a Hot Toys veteran.
Plastic?
Of course it's die-cast. I'm not like my friend Fabs over here and has a plastic gantry.
For somebody, see, but guys, this is what I mean.
You rushed into it, guys. Got the plastic gantry, and he's very upset about it.
Guys,
have you ever heard of a psi?
Listen to what just happened in your eyes, okay? Right in front of your eyes, this just happened. He just called himself the Hot Toys veteran because he has a die-cast gantry. If he were truly a veteran, he would know that the first one was plastic. Therefore,
the first one was plastic. That's why
the original veteran would have the plastic.
That's right.
Right. I have the plastic. I don't have. You know what's funny? I got the plastic, and then obviously years later, the die-cast came out. And I was like, I don't really need another gantry, not realizing that it was die-cast. I was like, I don't need another gantry. I'll get the figure, though. So I got the die-cast Mark IV by itself, but I didn't get the gantry. Years go by after it was released, and I see that these gantries are going for like mad money. And I was like...
You were like, I got it already.
No. I was like, why is this going for so much money? I was like, why? I was like, I have this. It's not going for that much money. Then I realized it was die-cast. I was like,
wasn't the Iron Man figure that came with the original plastic gantry? Wasn't that one of the figures that had the problems with the red paint turning pink?
No, not the Mark IV. It was a Mark III that had the pink panty issue. It was a Mark. Yeah, it was a Mark III. It wasn't a Mark IV.
Are you sure? Okay, because it's in my mind. Like that's why I passed on it. Is that the original gantry was like there was like a problem with the figure.
The Mark III has pink panties. The Mark IV original may have a slight different, like a little bit off on the red, maybe. Yeah, but the worst one was the Mark III. The worst one was the Mark III, 100%. I have one more payment on my gold. Yeah, no, mine was paid off. Not paid off. Mine was, I had it on a payment plan, and then I said, you know what? It's on the last payment. Let me put it to, let me pay it off. And then it said, you can't pay it off because it's not ready to ship yet. So now it's shipping at 100.
And the other thing too is that I have black chrome and red silver chrome sitting on my floor in a box that I haven't opened yet. So that's another reason too, where it's
that's why you don't really care to be buying anything, because you got so much stuff sitting there. So it would be retarded for you to keep buying when you're.
That's what I'm saying. But that happens to collections, right? You get to a point where I don't have a ton of room. Like my cabinets are fucking full. My glass cabinets are full of figures. So, you're right. It's I don't want to bring in, or I don't have that rush to bring in.
No, and that makes sense. And it makes sense now, because think about it. When you talk about buying new figures, you make it seem like it's the devil to buy a new figure. You know what I mean? But the reason why is because you're not.
You come from the point because you buy everything. Okay, I'm way more selective in what I buy. Right, I'm way more selective. So when an awesome figure comes out like that battle damaged Deadpool, I didn't hesitate to pre-order that. Right. You know what I mean? It's as easy as that. But here's the other side of things. What you don't realize, if you go back and probably look through my pre-order history, I bought from Pop Culture, I think 3 or 4 times last year. and each time 6 or 7 or 8 figures I ordered at a pop.
Oh, I remember.
And that's because I'm getting them so much cheaper than I would have gotten them at PO. So like, because that's been a routine thing, like I am willing to, like, if I have to pay $100 more to get a gold Iron Man because the other 8 figures I was all able to get for $150 each.
It makes sense.
So
I
be
get it. I get it. You're
That's
saving
how my
money. You're
collecting-
saving money regardless in the long run anyway.
Yeah, in the long run, I'm picking up way more on discount than I'm having to pay premium on, and it's a fact. It is a fucking
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's just, when my issue, my difference, my difference between between me and you is that when I want that figure, I need that figure.
You want it. It's got to come
now. You know what I mean? And it's funny because what is the rush to put the figure on the shelf to have it sit there? You know what I mean? Like, what is the rush? Yo, but I'm telling you, that's what it is.
But that's also probably why I don't want to open the box, because there's more anticipation with it sitting on the goddamn floor than in the box.
Then once you open it, display it, and you forget about it. Yep.
That's right. I blow my load. I'm not interested anymore after I blow my load.
It is so true. Let me tell you something. When I get
midnight, right? Can we talk
when I get a figure, I'm like, yo, it's like the buildup, right? The figure's here, the buildup. Yo, once I make the video and the figure's on the shelf, it's like next. It's like next. Yo, it's so true. It's so true. But it's all, and this is how you know it's all mental. Yo, it is all mental.
There's no question. There's an addiction part of this, collecting, any collecting, right? It just is. You're buying to, and same thing with the PO, right? Look at the PO. It's like, again, you're ordering the figure before you have it. You know what I mean? You're getting a satisfaction out of pre-ordering and locking that in. And because I totally remember it, right? But I just don't do that, or I'm getting my fix somewhere else, basically. Like, I think that's what you're trying to say, is I get my fix through buying the art and stuff like that now than I did in the pre-O, which, look at, you're probably right. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Because here's the thing. If you weren't buying anything, I would be like, he's just not interested at all. He don't care for any of it. But you're still spending money on other shit. Correct. Yeah. Like, if you were completely like, I'm not buying figures, I'm not buying shit, I'd be like, all right, he's done. He's not buying nothing.
I just diversify my portfolio.
Right.
You're because I mean, I'm buying. I'm buying. Like, what am I really like? Like, what came in most recently for me? I'll tell you. I bought a bunch of comics. Right. I had some graded comics come in. I told you I got a couple of pieces that came in from an auction. I bought a couple of pieces of art from a heritage auction. I actually got some Mezco figures. There was I noticed that what's that figure? Ghost Spider, which is the Gwen Stacy figure from Mezco. Right. And that was like going out of stock at Big Bad Toy Store. They had like 6 or 7 left, and that was like a figure I wanted. And I went on Amazon, and I think she was selling for 120 or 105, 110 on Big Bad, and she was like $75 on Amazon. So I bought a couple of those figures on Amazon for like $75. Like
well, I thought
you know what I mean? Whereas retail, if I would have bought that figure on Mezco.com, that would have cost me probably 110 retail. Tax is what? Another $15, and shipping. They rape you over there at Mezco for shipping. So I probably would have paid $140, $150 on their on the company's website, or I paid $80 Amazon, $83 on Amazon. Like, waiting is like I said, waiting. If you have patience now, which I get it, but that's a hard thing to do in a collecting world. And you can probably only do it when you get to this maybe level, right? Because I have plenty of other shit to keep my eye occupied or keep my mind.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and not only do you get, your stuff occupied with other stuff, but your stuff is the most expensive shit to spend your money on, which is even worse. Holy fuck! I would never spend no $3,000 on no piece of paper with no drawing. You're like, oh, it's okay. Get the hell out. Sal says the need for a lot of people is the need to be accepted by other collectors. No shade on anyone, but it's the same people who post on 6 different groups and Reddit to show off their new figure. So here's the thing, and a lot of the community is that way. The people who really don't collect much are the ones that have to boast the most about that one figure that they get every so often.
Not
you know
always,
what I mean?
but go ahead. I understand what you're saying.
No, and I don't mean everybody. That's not everybody. But there are a lot of people that love to, the moment they get one figure, because remember, again, not everybody collects the same. Not everybody could afford the same. So what happens is you have some people that, really have to penny pinch to get that one figure that they love, that one figure that they couldn't wait for. So when they have it in hand, you better believe they're going to show it off to everybody. Right. So they feel like, man, I finally got this piece. That's one case. Of course, you got the show offs that just get it, to post it everywhere, to look cool to other people. And that's that. That's another case. What were you saying, Mike?
Well, like the reason why I never posted anywhere, right? I never posted any of my collection anywhere. And even to this day, it's very hard for me to post. No, I mean, like even in, like the art pieces that I get, like there's a website where you can post your art pieces that you get. And I am very hesitant to post any of my collection out there. Because again, it's again, I have it in my mind that it's, it's for me. It's for my enjoyment. And look, I don't want to come off like a douche, right? You don't want to come off, haha, look what I got. Look at my new thing. Because that's how a lot of it comes off to me too. Like when I see other people do it, I get that read sometimes people are bragging, and I don't like that. I don't want someone to brag.
I never took
the haves and have-nots.
See, I never took it that way. I never took people posting their collections or posting their figures as a negative thing, because if we're talking about social media, right, we're posting, we're sharing. That's the whole point of it. So I never took it that way.
I agree.
Well, I started realizing that that's what it was about when I started posting my own shit. Yo, when I started getting hate just for posting,
yeah,
I was like, what is happening? Yo, I was like, what the hell did I do? Like, it was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Yo, I would get my
and who needs that? Like, you want to bring that on? You invite that into your space and world? It's like,
listen to this. No. Listen to this. I would post in obviously whatever group was available. Not for the longest time, but I would, here and there I started posting before I started my group. Yo, groups would delete my post of, I wouldn't write anything. I wouldn't make a comment on the picture. I would literally just post the figure. They would delete my post for no reason. I said, what? Yo, that's what made me and forced me to open up my own group. Because I said, if these people are just going to delete my shit for no reason, what is the point? Right. So I said, I have to start my own group. Guess what? I started my own group on Facebook. I post there all the time. I don't really post anywhere else. For the past few months, I was posting on some Star Wars group. I don't even post in them anymore. I'm focused on my own group. I focus on my Instagram. I focused on my my what do you call
believe
it?
Me, I love when you post your figures on the and let me tell you, how many times I stop myself from writing a nasty comment? I mean, I probably catch it like on a Tuesday morning. I'm just going through shit. I see Fabs's giant neck Hot Toys figure, and I'm like, I want to ask him for his horrible clothes he put out there, but I'm like, just don't be a douche, Mike.
He said giant neck. You got to ignore everyone and collect what you want to collect. I hate when people ask others what they should buy. Correct. That is the biggest red flag of somebody going, hey guys, what do you think I should do? Should I buy this or should I buy that? What are you talking about?
No. You know what I hate? You know what the post I hate the most? I'm looking for Hot Toys red and blue Spider-Man suit. Anyone who's got me, hit me up. You lazy motherfucker. Go find you put a post up basically saying whoever's hard up and needs to sell their figure, tell me what you got. That's how I see it.
Send it
to me. I mean? Like, go find your figure. Don't put a post out there trying to get these, guys who might be, struggling to sell their shit.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I hate those posts.
Tali says, Yeah, some people are just toxic. No, I'm telling you, let me tell you guys something. The amount of jealousy and envy that is in this hobby is insane.
It's in all collection hobbies, though. It's not
Well,
just
I wouldn't know all collection hobbies because I'm only involved in this, and I'm gonna tell you,
it's there in the statue world.
This is
it's there in
crazy.
the art world. It's there.
This is crazy. I would have never in a billion years thought that toys would make people hate you for having more than them. Insane. Okay? Insane. Tuli says, join the raffle. Yes, guys, there's 5 spots left for the raffle. If you want to join, we can run it very soon. It's sad how over-moderated social media is. Very true. Especially those groups, those collecting groups, the worst. So as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you